Hello, everyone, and welcome to Championship Saturday for the ECL Elite League Season 10. I'm Drew Goldfarb, joined as always by my good friend Nick DeMeo. Nick, we have about half of this series in the books. It has been one-sided thus far, but no matter which team comes away with a victory, no matter how long it takes, the series ends today.
It ends today whether anybody wanted to or not. I know a lot of people have been really excited about the ECL Elite all the way through this entire season, through the entire bracket portion of the tournament, and now we are here. It is do or die. The next game could decide the victory and the victors here today, Drew.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult task for Linköping HC because they're entering today having lost all three games that they played yesterday. They're down 3-0 in the series, and it's happened before in the world of sports, famously so, about 15 years ago between the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees. We've seen it in other leagues as well, but a very difficult task when you're tasked with not only do you have to win 4 games today, but you cannot afford a single slip-up in order to have the chance to win a third or fourth game.
And I took it upon myself, Drew. I went back into the record books. I told the dreaded halls of ECL history, and I walked through and I pulled out every piece of paper we had, and it is true. Nobody has come back from a 3-0 deficit in ECL Elite history. Could history be made today? We're about to see.
Absolutely. These two teams, very talented, huge rivals. Long-term, this is, of course, the third consecutive year that we have seen this matchup for the ECL Elite titles. We're taking a look at the lineups for this game, the way that they're going to be going on both sides for HAVU Gaming, needing that one victory to advance and win that championship. There's nothing to advance to other than to crown yourself the victor. On the other side, Linköping HC needing all 4 victories today. Nick, when you look at a lineup like this, you're seeing a lot of talent on both sides, a lot of scoring potential, and a lot of good defense as well. Is there a matchup that really jumps out at you in particular between these teams?
You know, something I want to really see is Eki stand up and actually put on some goals here. We don't have any performance from Eki so far, and in these 3 games, they were all 1-goal differentials. That could be the story here, is usually we see him have a dominant performance, or at least contributing to a lot of the offensive production for his team. We have not seen that here, and on the other side, Anselino just on fire, and he's able to make the saves when it's called upon him to do so. So it's tough. It's a tale of a lot of great defense on both sides and just one team getting those extra bounces, those extra chances that have put them up 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, every single game that they've played so far in the series decided by exactly 1 goal and with a final of exactly 2-1. So it is a situation where we could have been looking at, especially with 2 of those games going overtime, we could have been looking at a series going entirely the other way, had a bounce just happen to work, had Eki picked up a point in this series, which he's going to try to do. You don't want to end a series pointless in the championship round. That is definitely something you do not want to be able to do. On the other side, though, when we start and we're looking at the position-by-position matchup, down the middle and with the centers, you're looking at 2 guys who, during the playoffs thus far, have each put up some really big numbers, and you're looking at it right now through 12 games. Entering this series, they'd each played 9 on each side and combined for 40 points, split 24 in favor of Patslov and 16 on the other side. So what is it about this center rim battle? Because we've seen the faceoffs kind of go either direction in these games so far. What is going to be the key for these guys to try to give an advantage to their team?
You look at the scoreline right there, and you see that points going into this particular matchup and all the way through, 26 points to 19 in favor of Patslov. However, we look at the actual scoreline for what we've seen so far in this series, Drew, and Dominointi's got 3 goals. Patslov just 1 with an assist. So there's your difference maker in what we've seen up to this point, and then actually through the series is a juxtaposition. We've seen guys like Dominointi step up and deliver when he's called upon. Flyer Kungen getting 3 assists. Nasustelia, 3 assists. So that has been a contributing factor to his success. 3 goals so far. And as you said, 2-1 victory. So half of the offensive production has been through on the stick of Dominointi.
And when you're looking at the wings, you want to talk about providing production. The left wing spot so far in this postseason has been gigantic for both of these teams. Again, stats entering the series, you were talking about 16 goals for Playmaker and 13 for Punsto on the other side. It's been nothing but offense from the left wing spot for either of these teams. That has got to be a pretty big key if you're going to be pulling out a win in Game 4, and for HAVU Gaming, that would win you the series. Or if you are on the other side in Linköping, that would obviously extend the series. So the left wing might be one of the bigger positions to keep an eye on in this matchup today.
For sure, and it's interesting to watch the wingers go to work because these teams on paper are pretty much even. You look at the numbers, the shots, the goal differentials, everything is right down the middle, and it's just tipping in the scale in favor of Team HAVU right this particular moment. Of course, this has not been written in the books yet to be final. However, all signs point to a favorable outcome for HAVU if they can continue to get what they've been doing and what's been working for them. You can look at those point totals. Yes, that brings you up to this point, but the big factor, and I mentioned it just a little bit ago, scoreless is Eki in 3 games, and that is a big difference, I think, for Linköping to not have any wins under their belt so far this series.
It'll be interesting to see what he can do to try to turn that tide, starting with game number 4. On the defensive side, when you're talking about 3 games in the series being down and a 2-1 final in each of those 3, that has to mean the defensemen have been doing something right so far to keep that scoring, even on the losing side, just giving up 6 goals over the course of 3 games, including 2 that went to overtime. That's an impressive start to a series.
It really is. And also on top of the just defensive structure that both teams contain, and that's that Euro style that I love seeing for both these teams, playing it magnificently well. What we also see from them is a little bit of offensive production. So they are also contributing to a lot of the success that HAVU has had so far. Those 3 assists from Nastustelia, 1 from Ville Kung. You see that there on the other side, J. Tora and Loimu collectively just 3. So if they're able to break the puck out and bring on a lot of pressure into the offensive zone, they can turn things around. All it takes is one, and we've called a lot of hockey over the past week, Drew. We've seen a lot of hockey over the past week, Drew, across the board for esports. We know that one bounce is all it really takes to decide a series. Could that be the case here? You have to win the first one first, and all of the players have to be on that same page for that to occur.
And when you're talking about trying to get a good bounce in your favor, you're talking about trying to beat one of the 2 goaltenders that are in this matchup. These guys, excellent numbers throughout the regular season, and they've stepped it up even further when you're talking about playoff performance, because you look at the goals against average, you look at the save percentage, you look at the number of times these guys have combined to pitch a shutout so far in limited postseason action each, because they've only played 12 games a pop at this point. And, I mean, each of them having multiple shutouts entering the series is a testament to how good these 2 are, especially in high pressure situations.
Yeah, and you look at the regular season stats for what a goaltender should produce in a game, and you're sitting between about 80% to about 85, 86% in save percentage. You look here on this stat line, Hansu in this series so far, 90.32% save percentage, 28 of 31 shots have been saved. So he has really come to light here. And if you ask a lot of people in the league and you ask anybody to rate these goalies, you're going to get 1, 2, and it might switch back and forth depending on which way the sun is at the time you were asked that question. Both of these players at the highest caliber of esports goaltenders in the entire game, and we're seeing them head to head here.
So that is a breakdown of the lineups for this contest. Now, going into today's games, a little bit earlier, Nick, you had the opportunity to talk with a couple of the players that are involved in this. And I know that the first one is a big one because we're going to talk and hear from Eki first. And he is a guy that as we've discussed, that really is going to need to step up if his team is going to have a chance to make history and complete a comeback today.
Thing for you about losing 3 heartbreakers in a row. So I'm here with Eki. Eki, obviously, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of this conversation. Not really the best start for you and the team so far, despite all of those being 1-goal losses. Let me ask you this. What's been the most frustrating thing for you about losing 3 heartbreakers in a row versus losing 3 blowouts?
Of course, the series didn't start out the way we wanted. At least in the first 2 games, we felt like we did enough to win the games. We just weren't like we created more chances than HAVU. We just weren't more like we weren't good on our chances, current chances. Like I know I had some chances to finish game 2, but just couldn't score. And then game 3 was the worst game for us. But I think we had a chances to win that game as well. So for me, just 3-0 feels really frustrating because I don't feel like it should be 3-0. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it doesn't matter if you lose by 5 goals or 1 goal. It's still a loss. So yeah, we're trying to play better today, and especially offensively, and yeah, trying to win.
You mentioned a couple of things. You had some chances there in the first 3 games. What's worked well so far for you guys and the entire team? Is there something you can really build on that might cut into this 3-game lead?
Well, our games against HAVU are usually like really tight. There's not that many chances, but so when you have the chances, you have to capitalize. And HAVU did a really great job of doing that yesterday. I feel like when we got the scoring chances, we just couldn't score, and that's not like us usually. So, yeah.
What's been the toughest thing you've seen from HAVU so far?
Well, their defense is really great. Like their 5-man defense, we don't have problems like that in offense against anyone. So yeah, I have to say their 5-man defense, and there's no other goalie like Hansel in Elite, in my opinion. Apart from Kappe, of course.
Yeah, top 2 goalies in ECL, probably in the entire world, some might say. Let me ask you this, whether it's you or somebody else on your team, who would you point out that has to really step up to the next level in order to get control of this next game and the series?
Well, I think we defended really good, so it comes down to offense. Me, Pli, and Patslav, we need to step up and score some goals for us to have a chance in this series. So we'll go 1 game at a time, do our best, and see where it goes.
I know the answer is probably yes here, but being down 3-0 in the finals, no team has ever come back from this deficit to win the championship in ECL Elite. Eki, can your team be the first to do it?
Of course. Last year it was 1-3. Now it's 3-0. So yeah, we're hungry, and we believe that we can do it.
Well, Eki, thanks, man. I know it's not the best start, but 4 more games. You're not out of it until you lose 4. You haven't done so yet, so best of luck to you here in the series today.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the way that they can respond to the way yesterday went to try to start off today. Wouldn't be shocking to see them try to really increase the pressure and move it to the other side, at least in that first period, to try to get out of the gate going a little bit stronger.
Yeah, both teams like to play a very controlled approach to how they go about entering the zone, and their style of play allows them to kind of move the puck around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. But more importantly, that limits the amount of shots that they actually take into the front of the net and onto the net. We see lower shots throughout most of these ECL games. Right now, shots being 31-33 in favor of HAVU. But I think they can press up a little bit more, kind of get a little bit more aggressive and put shots in. And hopefully that will develop into something a little bit more effective for them. It does start with 1. We say that a lot. You have to win the first one before you can win the other 3. If you just focus on like that, you might have some success, and hopefully they can cut into the lead here early, because they kind of have to.
I don't know what it was about that answer from you, but suddenly I have a craving for some small chocolate candies and my mom's spaghetti. I don't really know why that would be, but
It's understandable.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe just trying to see what connects, I guess. Anyway, so we've heard from Eki on the Linköping side. On the HAVU side, their netminder, when you're talking about Hanselino, he has had quite the series so far. 1 goal given up in regulation in each of the first 3 games. And Nick, you had the privilege of speaking with him this morning as well.
So I'm here with Hansulino. I got to ask you first, how are you feeling about yesterday's performance so far, being up now 3-0 in the finals?
Well, it's amazing feeling, of course, and let's hope we can get 1 more today.
What did you think about the games? How did that actually shape out? I know they were 1-goal victories, but did you feel like you were having a tough time, or were you pretty comfortable in net?
Yeah, I was very comfortable in net, but well, of course, it's not easy to play 1-goal games, and we just, I don't know, we had some lucky bounces, and I don't know what I did in the net, but I saved pretty much everything.
There was you mentioned lucky bounces. There was a time yesterday where the puck kind of bounced off the backboard, right in front of your net. You were on your post. The opponent just kind of shot at a little part of the net that you were covering. What happened there? Was it mind games or something went wrong? Like, walk me through what occurred there.
Well, of course, it was mind games, but my pants are still smelling like shit. So, poop, I mean. But yeah, let just everyone know that was mind games.
Mind games. I'll note that. We're looking ahead to potentially 3 more games. Obviously, you guys are in the driver's seat. Is there anything you would change from the last 3 games into this 3 game and the next games coming up?
I don't think so. I think we played like pretty solid game, but we just need one more bounce and we are champions.
One more bounce for sure. I was talking to Eki a little bit ago, and he had some nice things to say. He said, Hanselino, the best goalie in the game to date for sure. And he said that one of the things that his team has to do is shoot more in these next games to try to, cut into that lead. Are you prepared for more shots from the likes of Eki, Patslov, and the rest of the team?
Yeah, of course. It's like good for my saving person. So more shots, please.
More shots, please. Any last words to your team? What are you saying to them before you guys go and try to get this 4th win tonight?
Well, we are starting today again with the series is like 0-0. So we are just playing our game and hoping the bounces for us again. So that's the secret.
That's the secret. Not a big secret, but a secret nonetheless. Hanselino, thank you for talking to me today. I do appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Taking a look at the keys to this, not just the game, but the rest of this series here. When you're talking about HAVU's side, it starts in net. You've got to try to give him a bit more goal support. Just 1 goal in regulation in 2 out of the 3 games so far. 2 by the end of the contest in all 3. You got to be a little bit more offensive minded to try and make sure that you don't require a performance of the year kind of thing in order to clinch this championship, Nick.
Exactly. And we kind of saw the performance of the year so far, Drew. We called out the save percentage number, which is much higher, almost 10% higher than his regular season performance. So that domination might not hold up through another game 2 or 3. You have to make a team effort to drive the puck forward for sure.
And when you're looking at number 2, don't let up. You just got to dominate in this case. You know that you're up 3-0, but you can't afford to just sit back. You've got to make sure that you finish the job that you've started, because very quickly, if you don't, that 3-0 series could turn to 3-2 or even 3-3 if you're not careful.
We've seen it happen before. I think the good news here is he is in a position to execute. He's doing so already. He's on fire with his production through 3 games. He's got 3 goals. You can't ask for much more than that, maybe 1 or 2, but if he continues that pace, it should put him well in a position to bring home that trophy for his team.
And of course, no matter what else is on your mind, you got to black that out, lock it down, and focus. You got 10,000 euros, 10,000 reasons that you need to pick up a win, and you would prefer, obviously, to do that in Game 4.
Yeah, and the way our dollar's going, it's like 14,000 things for me. So it's even more important for me to make sure I stress to them to focus on the objective at hand, which is bringing home the trophy. It's at the doorstep. But as we've seen, especially this week, it can be at your doorstep and be taken away within microseconds. So you cannot let up at any point here. 3-0 means nothing until you bring home that 4th win.
On the other side of things, Linköping, a big mountain to climb in this game, and it starts with the offense. We've talked about the left wing matchup here in this situation when it comes to goals. Playmaker has been a big part of that in the regular season, in the postseason. You just need more than 1 in these games in order to have a chance.
Playmaker, please make playmakers, please. That's an alliteration, a roundabout way to just beg you. I need to see something from you. 2 goals, yes, but your team is relying on your forwards to step up and get some more shots on net. Put some more work in against Hanselino. He is unstoppable right now, but there is a way to crack that beast, find the Achilles heel, and I think it can come from you, Playmaker.
And when you're talking about number 2, again, we go back to kind of countering one of the keys on the other side. You've got to limit the offense from HAVU, and it's just fitting. The goaltender being Cap, you've got to put a cap on that. You've got to hold him to 1 or 2 goals, as they've already done in this series. He's just got to keep playing as well as he has.
Yeah, the shots are only 2 apart, right? 33-31 in favor of HAVU, but they're scoring more as a result of that. So you have to limit those chances. You have to drive the play forward and just keep the puck out of your zone as much as possible, or get in those lanes. Those defenders need to come in and do a little bit more work for Kape just to make it a little bit easier. These 2-1 things are nail biters for both teams, but in the terms of HAVU, that actually benefits them. For Linköping, they need to step up and prevent those chances from going in. That's the only way they're going to break through that 1 goal scoring per game. It's limiting them to success, and we're seeing it take place on the ice.
As we wrap up Season 10, to this point, no team has overcome a 3-0 series deficit in the ECL Elite postseason. However, 1 season ago, in season number 9, this very team overcame a 3-1 deficit, and now they've got to do that plus one more win that they're going to need today.
I joked with Eki right after we ended the interview, Drew, and I said, you did it last, like 3-1, right? We've done this before. I said, are you just making it intentionally harder for yourself just to come back for something bigger? He goes, well, it might be something for the history books, I suppose. And I said, all right, so you're just making it harder. Got it. All right, noted. So now you got to show it on the ice. So we'll see if that was just him kind of writing that off, or if they can pull this off, they will be setting one for the history books here today.
So it is going to be game number 4. We're going to play as many as it takes to wrap up this best of 7 series today. The season will end. We will crown an ECL Elite champion for season number 10. If HAVU Gaming can pick up a win, just one, in today's action, they will be the champions. And on the other side, as we're taking a look in, that is the team getting ready to go. They've got to pick up 1 win today. You know they want to do it in game number 4, Nick.
This is, I just need to say this on air now that we're on with our team here today with Tugi and Sin, which we'll be throwing to in just a moment. This is one of the coolest things and why I love working with NHL Gamer. We have a live look into the HAVU gaming room right now. All the guys came together for this, as we talked about in yesterday's coverage, and they're here trying to make this happen for their team. This is what hockey's all about, and I got a little bit of goosebumps here kind of seeing this happen. This is what's cool about esports.
They need 1 win today. And if they can do that, they will be the Season 10 champions and take home that €10,000 prize. On the other side, Linköping HC needing to win 4 in a row. Game number 4 is coming up next. We are tossing over to our broadcast colleagues, Tugi and Sin. They will have the call for this one, and Nick and I will be coming back to wrap this whole thing up whenever the series ends, whether that's after Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, or Game 7. It's all coming up right here on twitch.tv/NHL Gamer.
From high above ice level on the other side of the Atlantic. Excited to see how this one plays out. Drew and Nick, thank you so much, of course, not only for setting the stage today, but for everything you two have done for the NHL Gamer brand over the past season. I am joined, as always, by my broadcast partner, Sin. And Sin, we are ready to go. Puck drop. It is time. Will we be crowning a champion here in Game 4 of this series?
We might very well be. I mean, it seems like HAVU just were getting all the bounces, all the luck in the first 3 games, but a new day, anything can happen here in Linköping. You know how hungry they are. You heard from Eki. They believe in themselves.
Turnover here, the bomb of a shot early on. What a stop in the very early stages of this game. Hanselinho, what a save that was. A little bit of early momentum there for Linköping, just not able to take advantage of it, though. A great save to kick things off. Linköping back in possession here, though. We'll see what they can do. The stretch pass for Playmaker just off the mark. And a good bit of early momentum again here for Linköping in the early stages. Of course, Nick and Drew talked about that a lot in the pregame. They need to come out firing on all cylinders. This is it. There is no game guaranteed beyond this. There is no tomorrow. As HAVU trying to get it going here offensively. A rough opening 6 minutes or so here. Linköping back in the zone. Loimu back to the point there. Zeki. Now J Toro looking. Slap shot to the traffic. Can't find its way home. And HAVU will survive yet another early scare, Sin.
Yeah, and that's what Linköping has been trying to do. Look for more locations to shoot, but the collapse from HAVU all throughout this series so far has been very strong, and unfortunately there we're going to see a trip called, and HAVU will be going to the power play. So as soon as it looked like Linköping was really, had a full head of steam moving forward, it's the captain going to the box, or at least he has the seat on right now, which is interesting. And that is Loimu.
That's indeed Loimu going to the box. Potzloff, the normal captain of the team. So a little bit of an interesting change there. As again, you get a look at the lineups. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Linköping's first penalty of this series. At least I don't recall them being in penalty trouble all that often. HAVU to the power play. We'll see what they're able to do with it here. They get it down low. Pawanso now back to Villikun. Has a couple of options. D-to-D pass here. You can see them trying to get that defense shifting out of position just a bit. That heavy collapse of Linköping. Villikun in the circle. Again, back down low. Great movement here. Villikun, the shot. Saved by Kape. Loose puck back in front is kicked out to Playmaker. He'll send it all the way down the river. Handled by Hanselinho. So a good opening, minute and a half here for HAVU, but only the one registered shot. Quality over quantity, maybe not, as they throw one on. It is handled and ultimately cleared. But again, an interesting look, Sin. We saw that through different moments of the first 3 games of this series. Teams being willing to just throw the puck on at random times to try and catch these goaltenders off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. Throwing the puck on, looking for deflections, looking for rebounds. That really seemed to be HAVU's bread and butter of the way they scored goals in the first 3 games there. But you could see just how dangerous their power play looks.
Down low here, thrown in front, and it sneaks in. Potzloff is able to tuck it home, and Linköping strike early. It's 1-0 for the defending champs.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they scored the first goal of all 3 games yesterday, and still they couldn't they couldn't finish the job. HAVU came back and got, a game winner either in overtime or before the final buzzer here. So this is a good start for Linköping, but you got to think the mentality is going to be slightly different from yesterday's contest. Great job feeding Potzloff in front. Now they got to be on their comms right now. Okay, one's good. We got to get more here because we know it's clearly not going to be enough, and you heard it in the interviews. The forward group has to be better. They understand that. They recognize that. Now let's see how they answer the bell.
You are absolutely correct in that assessment, Sin. I know that for a fact. Linköping scoring the first goal in every single game, and as you said, unable to take advantage of it so far. We'll see, though, if this is the case. Will they be able to find their game that just continually slipped away from them in the first 3 games of this series as Playmaker tried to find his way through? You can't overlook, despite the fact that so many, we've seen so many strong performances from HAVU in this series, the job Villikun has done to shut down Playmaker has been spectacular. Although, of course, Playmaker has, not on the score sheet at times, all things considered, he's been relatively quiet. He has the puck here. Over to Eki. The shot rebound was there for Potzloff on the doorstep. Just not able to get the most of it. Jay Toro was actually down in front of goal as well. And, of course, we've seen that from both sides. The defense willing to really pinch down in, have no problem getting the coverage on their defensive assignments. Tie up here on the draw. Playmaker has it, has a couple of options, and we'll dish it back to Jay Toro. Good movement. Potzloff shot and stopped by Hanselinho. Able to get his glove over that rebound. And Linköping right now, Sin, you get the opening goal. You're still looking pretty good here, getting some offensive chances. Things are looking pretty good right now. It's another good start, although defensive zone draw victory there for Dominointi.
Yeah, but they're what I like from Linköping is they're not hesitating as much to shoot. They're taking a lot more shots, and they're taking it quickly and not letting the HAVU collapse get set up.
Watso nearly got it back in front. Of course, sorry to cut you off there, Sim, but again, as we've talked about so many times, the chances developing out of nowhere. Here's Villikun again at the point. Now Sestelia dish it down low, and again now back to the point. Great movement, shot blocked by Playmaker. He'll send it down and try to win the race against Sestelia, but that was a little bit ambitious, just a tad bit. So.
Yeah, at least you get the puck out. Chipping it out is never a bad idea, especially against HAVU. We talk so much about their forecheck. We saw right there, Flyer Kungen trying to cut it off from the boards.
Space for Eki. It goes around the back. Playmaker gives chase. Now Sestelia forced to cut around the front of his net. Errant pass there. A bit of space here. Dominointi on the breakaway. He scores! Dominointi, the key was to dominate. He's not looking to dominate. He's looking for world domination. Pinky in the brain style. He gets the goal to tie this one up, and Sin again. Linköping unable to hold a lead for that long.
Yeah, and HAVU comes right back, and it was almost kind of a broken play. There was a bit of a weird bounce with the passing in the neutral zone, which somehow kicked up and found Dominointi up there, and unfortunately for Linköping, you know, they had kind of transitioned to thinking they might be able to get that loose puck and counterattack, and then for that reason, Loimu caught a bit behind the play, and I couldn't see where Jay Toro was, but he was obviously behind the 8 ball as well, and Dominointi had a partial breakaway there and capitalized on his chance. A valiant effort from Kape, you know, going for that the flying poke check there. It just didn't quite pan out for him. It seems like Dominointi was expecting it.
Final 5 seconds here. Puck kicked all the way back to the Linköping zone, so that will bring us to the end of this first period. The story continues to be Linköping's inability to get those insurance goals, to get that little bit of padding on a lead. Patzlaff starts off the scoring, but as has been the case for the majority of this series, and with Dominointi, it's been, anything you can do, I can do better. Dominointi ties this one up and continues his fantastic postseason run.
Yeah, and that's just been the Achilles heel of Linköping so far. They have momentum, they get the goal, then they allow HAVU to get back into it with a quick one of their own. And, you know, it just seems like history's repeating itself. Now it's all up, you know, the onus is on Linköping again. You have to find a way to respond. You got to take that lead back, and you're going to need a multiple goal lead. They have not been able so far to score, you know, a lot of goals in this series. I think, you know, not even more than 1 per game, and that's just simply unlike, you know, Linköping. Even when they go up against HAVU, I mean, when these two teams collide, usually a lot more goals are being scored, but Hanselinho has been fantastic on his game right now, and the collapse from HAVU is just, you know, it's elite right now. There's no other way to put it. They're really on point here as we could get another look at this partial breakaway, and it was, I mean, just a split second, an inch away from Kape getting able to get his stick on that puck right there. And unfortunately, Loimu just not in the greatest position to use his defensive skill stick, so Kape really had to take that chance right there because he could have still cut either way on the net.
20 minutes gone here in Game 4. Again, HAVU a 3-0 series lead. Tied at 1 goal apiece here through this one. Linköping, again, no further games promised. This is it. They're back in possession now. Although a turnover here from playmaker. Pawanso shot, and Kape able to take that one to the chest, easily handle it. We'll have a face-off in the Linköping defensive zone here early on in the second.
Yeah, and a good look from HAVU there, just shooting low for the rebound, swallowed up by Kape, though. Shot probably didn't go exactly where he wanted, but I like that from HAVU, just really quick decision-making, looking for those gritty goals.
A clean win for Dominointi that's picked off by Eki. Burst of speed, but can't gain the line cleanly. A chance now for Pawanso on the back end, but good back pressure there from Eki. And now again, Dominointi has it down low. Pawanso the rapid off the side of the net. Had the space there, just not able to place that shot where he would have preferred to. Eki finds playmaker here again, tries to find Patzlaff, but again handled well by Nasa Stelia. Extremely impressed with the 2 defensemen for HAVU Gaming through this series thus far, but a turnover there. It's playmaker picking that one off, drops it back. Patzlaff forced to wind back. He'll send it back to his defenseman here. So Linköping right now off to a good start to the first period. A bit of a slow 6 minutes to begin the second. It's been all HAVU for the most part since Dominointi's late goal to end the period. Here's space for Pawanso along the half wall. Back to Natsastelia. Shot deflection bid. Great opportunity there for Dominointi. Just doesn't find its way through. Playmaker now holding. Tries to drop it down low. Jay Toro pinching in yet again, but it's Villikun one more time, shutting things down. Drop pass at the line. Now Sestelia looking. He has a couple of options. Elects to hold on to it. Walks his way back to the point. Now it's Villikun. He'll drop it down low into the corner and again back to the point. Great passing here from HAVU. Again, trying to catch them out of position. Now Sestelia looking. Villikun shot and glove save. Kape able to stay with that one, but Sin, you can tell that movement. They're getting Linköping to move just a little bit more. They're having to be that much more aggressive here in a way, and it's nearly paying off.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it earlier, going for the deflection bid with Dominointi up front. They scored a couple goals like that in the last few games, so they keep going back to the well, and why not? It has been working.
Here's Playmaker, has options, tries to throw it on, can't get the shot through yet again. Good defensive display from HAVU there. Great forechecking pressure here, though. Eki has it, loses it for the moment, still fighting for it down behind the HAVU goal. HAVU's going to be able to come up with it. Dominointi able to clear the zone at the very least. Still manages to hold on to it around the red line. 8.5 to go here in the second period. Now Sestelia looking, gets it over the line with a quick pass, but Linköping quickly back in possession here. Loimo able to carry up and through. Miscommunication there with Eki, though, will lead to an offside, and Sin We had seen that throughout this entire postseason. Uncharacteristic amount of offsides from both of these teams.
Yeah, I think Eki was looking for the pass, but Loimu trying to find a little bit of space there, just looking for other looks to get the puck into the zone. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much dump and chase from these guys. We were wondering if it would open up there in the last few games, but it just seems like they both prefer clean breakouts.
Trouble in front and a stop on the backhand. Flyer Kungan denied. Talk about uncharacteristic plays, another uncharacteristic turnover there. Playmaker can't make the pass to Eki, but Linköping hold on to possession. Under 6 minutes to go now here in the second period. Eki tries to work his way through. Great back pressure from Dominoiti, helping out his defense at the line. Sestelia looking for space. Helpful, forced to drop it back here. Unsurprisingly, of course, Sin, as you just mentioned, dump and chase not really seen with these two teams. They prioritize puck possession over anything else. Linköping back in control here. Playmaker tries to gain space at the line. Can't hold on to it through the double team. And this one will be kicked back to the neutral zone yet again. Linköping forced to reset. Again, scoring the opening goal in this game, but giving up a late tying goal. At the end of the first, shot blocked down in front. That was Potzloff, the goal scorer, trying to get that one through. Loimu, a risky pass, nearly doesn't pay off. Flyer Kungan was all over it. He loses it again there, at least for a moment. Playmaker cannot find any space here as he tries to get over the line. Risky passes aplenty from both sides here. Yet to pay for it. But I do suppose you have to make those risky passes to try and generate space when you're talking about two teams as defensively solid as these two. As Playmaker has it along the half wall, down low in the corner. Jay Toro can't hold on to it. 5 seconds to play. Sent out to the left-hand side. Recovered now. A shot from the point. Blocked down in front. Eki elects to pass. And Playmaker can't fire the shot on. So Sin, a scoreless second period. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe this is now the 4th time in as many games that we are heading to the third period tied at 1 goal apiece. If that does not, really simply state how close this series has been, I don't know what else does.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and I know at least 2 out of the 3 games had a scoreless second period as well. I mean, it's almost like the script has already been written between these two teams, as you mentioned, just so close between the pair of them, and you can see there, HAVU really started to gain the advantage there in the second period, despite only scoring the first goal, or the 1 goal at the end of the first. They really looked good in that period, and Linköping was hard-pressed to really get their offense going, even when they gained the zone. Again, the collapse from HAVU was just too strong. The way they were able to gain the zone was very slow, and it gave HAVU the ability to kind of get into position, and that doesn't benefit Linköping. When we see HAVU gain the zone, they're able to kind of shift it around and really, open up space to get the chances that they want. We haven't quite seen Linköping able to do that because the second they entered the zone, they got 2 bodies on them, one guarding the passing lane, and it's just, again, HAVU is just so good at layering their defense in all 3 zones.
For Linköping, you are not guaranteed anything else other than this third period here. If you want more, you have to earn it. Chance here. Again, a pass back to Eki. Potzloff is there and a big stop by Hanselinho. Puck again denied. Jay Toro on the shot. Great start here for Linköping. Loimu at the point. Now Jay Toro yet again. Pass down for Potzloff in front. Playmaker healed the shot. Might not have gotten a clean chance at it. Here's Loimu again. Throws it in front, and HAVU able to survive that early flurry of offense from Linköping. Flyer Kungan tried to throw it in front, but Playmaker was there. A shot off the side of the net. Kappe is able to track it down and make the stop. So, Sin, as crucial as that start was for Linköping, even more important, you didn't give up a goal on that first counterattack.
Yeah, but even more important, you also didn't score on your first offensive flurry. We've talked so much about, the little moments of offense Linköping get. It simply hasn't been enough to put the puck in the net, and that's got to be an issue.
Playmaker shot denied by the stick of Sestelia. He has it now around the back of his own goal. He's able to find space up the middle. Dominoiti, burst of speed, poked away by Jay Toro. Now here's Eki over the line. No help with him. Can't hold on to it with the move there. Here comes HAVU down the other side. Flyer Kungan trying to hold on to this one. Walks along the blue line. Sestelia there. Down low for Pawanso in the corner. A little bit of trouble. Flyer Kungan down there battling for it as well. This one's kicked out to the left of Kappe and recovered. Jay Toro was able to pick that one up. Linköping back in possession. Needless to say, the next goal in this series, so important at this stage. 7 minutes gone here in the third period. HAVU back in possession. See what they're able to do. Again, the answer's not much, at least on that attempt. Good job by Linköping. Bit of space here for Playmaker on the back end. Around the back, Loimu not able to do much. Potslav's down there with him, but HAVU again come up with possession. Pawanso takes the hit, but is able to drop it back to his defenseman in stride. HAVU back in possession. 9 minutes gone now. And we'll see again the blue line control from both teams on display at this point. Not much Flyer Kungen could do there. Linköping back in control. Loimu can't find the pass, is forced to drop back. Delayed offside. HAVU now back in control after a scramble for the puck. And Sin, we're going to see HAVU go to the power play. Linköping unsuccessful earlier. It's an interference call. Not sure who's going to the box yet. That would be Eki.
Yeah, and that's just not good. That's 2 penalties taken now by Linköping, a second power play opportunity, and this is where HAVU looks extremely dangerous. Their collapse, I mean, they just get all in tight. The 2 defensemen are in position at the tops or even the middle of the circles here, so if they can win this faceoff and get to work, watch out.
There we go, HAVU in the zone. Eki's rough final continues. Nasistelia looking. It's Pawanso. Gets the pass back yet again, trying to catch Linköping moving. Pass off the mark, and LHC is able to clear that one down. First minute will be gone by the time HAVU is able to kind of get back into a rush here. Pawanso through the neutral zone, trying to find a bit of space. Great pass there to find Billikun. Now again back to the point. Flyer Kungen over to Nasistelia. Again back to the captain. Great passing here, but can they find the lane? Billikun, the shot. Loose puck is still there. Linköping have it for the moment, but can't clear the zone. Billikun back down the boards. And again in front, Nasistelia. Pawanso looking, shot on, stopped. Flyer Kungen tries the wraparound, but Kape was there. Had to come up with some big saves. Fantastic passing on display from HAVU, but they can't find the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, HAVU is just on point here with their passing there, and a solid kill by Linköping, but it was dangerous. Several chances right there that Kape had to come up huge on.
Flyer Kungen again testing Kape from an odd angle. Maybe trying to catch him cheating, just didn't happen there. Another big save for the Linköping netminder.
Yeah, and he has been good, and he's needed to be again. HAVU, it just seems like as the game is worn on, they keep getting more and more chances here.
Tie up, and again, Linköping able to recover that loose puck. Under 6.5 to go. Kape keeping his team in it, but Linköping need to find the offense. Playmaker now for Jay Toro stepping in. Goes back to the point. Playmaker fakes the slap shot, takes the shot, doesn't get through. Loose puck, Potzlaff. Jez couldn't get it back to the forehand where he wanted it. Good poke check there by Eki off the pads. Great pass, and it's Potzlaff again. Linköping regain the lead. What a phenomenal play by Eki. That is what you expect to see from a player of his caliber, and it leads to Potzlaff's second goal of the game.
An almost singular effort, forcing the turnover on the forecheck and chasing it down. Hanselinho probably preferred if he went out and tried to cover that puck, and then the one-touch pass backwards, no look, to Potzlaff, who aims it perfectly, and you can see the defensive HAVU trying to fill that empty gap in the net to try to get a shot block. You can see how committed HAVU is to team defense. It didn't work out from right there. Linköping has the lead, less than 5 minutes to go. This could be the step they need to start getting back in this series, but they have to stay vigilant here. We know HAVU can strike back quickly, and they're going to be looking to do so.
A spectacular play from Eki. Now 4 minutes to go. Deflection bid for Pawanso is denied again by Kape. Flyer Kungen tries to work it towards the front of the net. Great defense again on display from Linköping, and now here comes Playmaker. A little bit of trouble trying to work his way through the double team and can't do it. Hanselinho forced to play this one now under 3 minutes to go. Is that the goal that secures Linköping a 5th game in this series? Here comes Flyer Kungen, poked away by Jay Toro, but still on the attack. Big save by Kape, denying Pawanso on the short side as we approach the final minute here. Billikun, a little bit of speed to work with. Drops back, Dominoiti denied. Puck still up for grabs here, though. Again, turned over. Flyer Kungen tried to pass back to Billikun. It just didn't go. Billikun not going to be able to hold that one in. Clock continues to tick down. A huge second goal from Potzlaff sets the stage at the score at 2-1. But a turnover there by Jay Toro. This one far from over. Still plenty of time. But HAVU right now can't gain the zone cleanly as Playmaker tries to send that one down, but he can't find the space. He's able to regain it here. And again, tries it. This time successful. It'll be Eki trying to chase it down. Potzlaff has it now. Finds Eki in the corner. Great job from Linköping. Under 20 seconds to play. Dominoiti forced the drop back. Can HAVU gain the line? Flyer Kungan for Billy Kuhn. The spin over. Can't pull the trigger. Dominoiti had the space. He's back in possession now. 5 seconds to play. Nasistelia down low. Palazzo tries to get it in front. Puck there. But the time expires. Linköping, never say die. The Mentality Monsters live to fight another day. There will be no sweep in the final. And the dream of pulling off the most improbable comeback, as unlikely as it still may be, that chance is still there. Sin, Game 5 on deck.
Huge win. I mean, that was huge, and it really came down to the wire, as every single game in this series has. But again, when every single game's coming down to the wire and they can go either way, you got to think at some point the luck will turn, the hockey gods will sort of be on their side, and we get another look at that Eki goal. Oh, it actually bounced off one of the defenders that might have been going wide, actually. That's hard to tell from that angle.
That would have been post at best from the most of it. A very close call off of that instance. I mean, Sin, that's as close as it can get. But at the end of the day, that's the type of break that Linköping needed. And again, they win Game 4, Game 5 coming up in just a matter of moments. Perhaps unsurprisingly to see that be the case. But again, what a moment there. You needed Eki to step up. That was one of the things that Drew and Nick covered in the pregame. You know, just over and over again. It's something we talked about as well, because it was so stunning to see that Eki was struggling to this extent, not a single point through the first 3 games, very much involved in Game 4. As a result, what do you know? Linköping ended up getting the win.
Yeah, and it was, like I said, during the cast, I mean, it was almost a singular effort by him. He forced the turnover on the forecheck. He was able to make that beautiful pass back, and he just didn't give up on the play, and that's what Linköping's going to need to do. All 5 guys need to not give up on the plays. Keep pressing hard. Keep the forecheck going. Keep the aggression going. Try to keep HAVU out of your end, because when HAVU starts to establish their own cycle, I mean, they look exceptionally strong, and we saw it especially on their power play, and even 5-on-5 when we see Nasustelia and Villikun kind of start to collapse in, and it's almost like a circle of hungry wolves that HAVU is when they're in their zone. They start wide, and then they pass, they start spreading you out, and they start collapsing in on you. It's very methodical how they work their offense, and it's been working so far, especially when it comes to those deflection goals. But in this one, you know, Linköping able to get that so important second goal that they just simply didn't get in the first 3 games of the series, and they got the win because of that. Defensively, they were good. Kape made some huge saves, especially on the penalty kill, and it's one step in a long road back, but Linköping just made that so important first step.
I mean, Sim, we said it yesterday and made the comparison, the irresistible force, the immovable object, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. That is the way these offense and defenses tend to go head-to-head when you just happen to see the same strategies thrown right back at you. But it's still easier said than done to make those stops at that given time.
Yeah.
But all things considered, again, Linköping getting that crucial win, and nothing surprises us in the ECL Elite Division playoffs. Again, we saw it last year. For those of you that were not following this particular league at this particular time, Linköping down 3-1 in last year's final. They come back to win the series in 7, and now HAVU, a 3-0 lead, down to 3-1. Still a long way to go for Linköping, but for HAVU, you just got to stay focused. You got to stay, eyes on the prize here, one game at a time, because that's where Linköping can get you. Really above anywhere else is the mentality of the second you start to think, oh man, they might not be done in this series. We might not have this. That's when they're going to sneak up on you and really be able to make this a series. So I'm going to be very intrigued, of course, to see how this one plays out as we move on. Again, the next game in a matter of moments. We thank you all very much for joining us here for this ECL Elite Division final. Of course, through NHL Gamer, NHLGamer.com for all the information that you need as well. Make sure to follow us on all the socials. And of course, a shout out to our lovely sponsors in ISC Sports and Prisma Gaming, helping make this possible. Again, these two teams battling for the largest prize pool in competitive esports 6's history. A solid 15K euro at stake. Sin, what could you do with a good 16 grand right now? Granted, you'd have to split it up amongst your teammates, but who wouldn't want an extra 2,500 in the bank?
Oh, I already know what I'd do with it. Start investing it, do what I normally do with it. Try to make more money with it. That's my jam here. I'm not really much of a splurger. I don't go out and buy too much stuff that I feel like I don't need. Very frugal at times, but I don't know, man. How about you? What would you do with that extra dough?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough to say. I mean, the thing to take away here, of course, is Sin, not just a pretty face, not just a spectacular color commentator, YouTuber, and streamer, but also one hell of a day trader, as it does appear. For me, I mean, who's to say? Who's to say? Reinvested in the league.
Jerseys. I know what you do it with. Jerseys.
Jerseys is the correct answer. Absolutely. That said, though, plenty of time to talk about that. Instagram.com/Tookie24. If you want to see a collection that is going to put me out on the streets, but at least I will look good when doing so. Sin, as we are just about ready to go for Game 5, what is the key now for HAVU? You drop a game for the first time, just the second time in this postseason that they've dropped a game. Is it just a matter of getting back on track, or do you think we might see some at least minor adjustments? Obviously, you wouldn't expect any major adjustments from a team of this caliber.
I think a couple more of those deflection chances. We saw him go for it a couple times, but other times they're a bit more hesitant, favoring that, the collapse with the two defensemen on with the 5-on-5 type stuff. That's really good for the chances, but it does allow Linköping to not get spread out as much when they do go for that consistently. So at times it is a good thing for Nasustelli and Villikun to come up towards the circles there, but they got to be careful of the counterattack. We know how crazy Playmaker can be when he gets a breakaway. So, we haven't seen that yet. Nasustelli, Villikun have been very good on limiting those chances so far. But yes, I think at times the collapse is good, the cycle is good, but other times, if you get Linköping moving, throw it on from the point, get Dom Anointi in front for that deflection, because he has been fantastic so far at that. Poinso as well. And other than that, I think it's pretty cut and dry for HAVU. Just need to score a couple more goals, because so far, Linköping hasn't scored more than 2 in a game. Now, well, they just scored 2 for the first time. Other times they only scored 1. So if you're HAVU, you still got to be liking your chances here. But again, you start giving Linköping too many breaths of life here, and all of a sudden, the lion has awoken and is hungry.
You get a look again at the HAVU gaming den, as we'll call it. Again, HAVU, perhaps an advantage in this series with the team being together, almost an LAN event style. Of course, Linköping, though, on the other end. Playing from home, that advantage or, the disadvantage, maybe it's a complete non-factor. Time, of course, will ultimately tell, although you may have thought it was a factor yesterday, of course, with HAVU winning all 3 games. But Linköping taking Game 4. Again, we follow this series for as long as it may go. Game 5 just about ready to begin. Sin, of course, for each team, 1 game at a time. The Kenu Cup, as I'm going to continue to call it, is in the building. This beautiful trophy that we have put together that will be going to the winning side is up for grabs. Sin, to HAVU get it done here?
Well, there's obviously a chance with how close this has been. It can go either way here. Not too many build changes. I was taking a look pregame right there. Everyone's kind of interestingly enough, Linköping actually favoring the heavier defenseman than HAVU, which seems to be almost opposite there. But yeah, as I said, I don't know. It could go either way with how close these series have gone thus far. And, we'll just have to see what happens here on the ice.
Perhaps looking for that extra bit of balance or strength that would come alongside with those heavier builds. Of course, we've seen those loose puck scrambles be such a deciding factor, as it always tends to be when you have 2 teams that are as evenly matched as these 2. So nearly offside there. HAVU back in possession here, though, off the draw. That quick puck movement, of course. We need to wait and see how this one is going to play out here. Again, the battle between the blue lines is where games are won. When you're talking about, again, teams of this caliber. This one goes all the way down, nearly to Hanselinho, recovered by Nasustelli, and he'll look to find his way through a burst of speed there. Flyer Kungen. Now Dominoiti, the shot saved by Kape, kicks out and nearly finds its way in. A slap shot off the ankles. Again, at the end of that, somehow, some way, it finds its way back to the HAVU zone. A little bit of trouble there. Eki on the forecheck, not able to come up with it. HAVU still able to hold on. A little bit of miscommunication there as Villikun looked to step up. Could not find the space. So dangerous moments there for both teams. I mean, Sin, you got to kind of play with fire. to find that space that's going to, give you those high danger scoring chances.
Definitely. And right there on that break-in, we see that oftentimes here, especially in Europe, to get the clean break-ins and maybe get a guy up front. You'll hope for, you can actually have a person in front of you, but with the skating animation, if you're holding your stick out in front and kind of pushing the puck like that, you can actually enter the zone technically at the same time, even though a man is in front of you. And I think that's what HAVU was looking for right there. Just weren't able to do that with the angle Poinso was taken towards the blue line.
HAVU back in possession for the moment. Playmaker looking to step up there. That forecheck getting a little bit more aggressive. Linköping slowly inching in with that forecheck trap to try and kind of keep that pressure going. I do like their ability to adapt at any given point. Linköping back in possession here. Trouble though. Dominoiti Poinso tried to cut back in and test him short side. Was unable to do so. Both teams again nearly turning it over. They do again there, and a big stop by Kape. So we saw near turnovers for HAVU, a couple of turnovers there for Linköping, but the good thing for them is that Kape has come to play today. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, and bit uncharacteristic. Eki turnover one side, Playmaker turns it over on the other here, so not a great start for Linköping. Good thing they got the stop right there.
Couple D-to-D passes. Now Sestelia look to get that one on net. Poinso again tries to throw it in front. Loose puck is there. Kape is able to make the save as Dominoiti took a couple of swipes at it.
Yeah, and HAVU really favoring those kind of gritty plays, the jam plays, the deflections, the rebounds. You can see their game plan. They know real estate is prime around the net, and they have to just try to get the puck somehow there and look for those bounces, look for the sticks in front.
Linköping here on the rush off that face-off. Good interception by Sestelia yet again. Runs into a little bit of trouble. Billy Kuhn, though, able to hold on to it in the corner. Takes his time and gets that clean outlet pass. Here's Poinso for HAVU. Tries to work his way through a backhand just wide of the far side post. Dominoiti for Poinso, not able to get that puck clean. A couple of good chances for HAVU yet again. Still looking for their first opening, goal of a game in this series. Through the first 4 games, Linköping scoring first all 4 times. Again, if I am not mistaken, for some reason I feel like game 3 might not have been the case. But regardless, it just goes to show how important those early goals have been. Chance now for Jay Toro. He'll step down, looks, throws it in front. Loose puck found its way through, but Playmaker unable to get a piece of it. Again, Playmaker, the league's top goal scorer. Record-setting performances. Here's Dominoiti, though, for HAVU Gaming. Tries to work his way through. Flyer Kungen got that one back on net. But again, they just can't find a second chance. Here's Playmaker. A little bit of speed to work with, but bumped all the way to the boards. Loose puck is recovered again by HAVU. 3.5 to go as now Sestelia forced to take his time. And Sin, we mentioned it, that forechecking pressure. He picks the corner. It's Playmaker who's able to get it done. Linköping slowly but surely putting the pressure on, and it pays off. Eki to Playmaker. Eki stepping up in a big-time fashion, Sin. Linköping again get the opening goal.
Yeah, and I was just going to mention it. Once again, Eki's forechecking presence leads directly to the goal. He lays the hit in the corner, passes the puck up to Playmaker, who sneaks it in on that short side there against Hanselino. Once again, Linköping have the opening goal. We'll see if this time they can build on that lead, or will HAVU be able to come back and tie this game up again.
Fantastic job there again by Eki, stepping up here. Day 2 of this final, the first 3 games covered yesterday. Here's Playmaker again. A little bit of speed to work with. Potzloff posting up in front. Eki has it, tried to find Potzloff, just couldn't get it as the contact was there. Final 2 minutes of this first period. Linköping taking game 4. They get the opening goal here. Villikun, though, now for HAVU, sends it down low. Loose puck in front, picked off by Loimu. Has a little bit of trouble there with Poinso, and he's still able to come up with it. Now Potzloff, final 30 seconds. Good cut into the center ice. But an even better job there by Sestelia. Final 10 seconds now. Dominoiti for Poinso. Here come HAVU. They're going to have the last shot. It's blocked down in front. Loimu able to recover and wind down the clock. So, Sin, we have seen this before in games in this series where Linköping do manage to hold on to the 1-0 lead heading into the second. The last time it happened, though, HAVU scored the only goal of the second frame. And again, we were tied at 1-1 heading into the third. That's the only scoreline that we've seen heading into the third period. But again, a phenomenal play from Eki, really stepping up his game right now with that forechecking pressure. And we called it out throughout that first period. Linköping starting with the blue line trap. All of a sudden, they're playing the red line. All of a sudden, they're playing the other blue line. And then all of a sudden, they're not vacating your zone at all. And that's what led to the turnover. and the game's opening goal.
Yeah, it's almost like the HAVU power play, but on a magnified scale. You know, you're starting at one area, then you close them in, then you close them in. It's just you're slowly surrounding your prey essentially, and they're doing that on a much grander scale than, you know, the HAVU power play kind of does. And it's a slow strategy, but it just shows you the mentality of Linköping. They know the game they want to play, they know how they want to execute. Now the question is getting the job done. They've done it once again. They've gotten that opening goal, but now, as we've said so many times, they have to sustain it. They have to build on it. And if you can pick up a win here in this game, you have to be sowing the seeds of doubt in HAVU's mind. I mean, even if you're HAVU, you got to be thinking back to last year already. Okay, 3-1, we were in this position before, we blew it. And it's either, how are they going to respond? Are they going to be apprehensive, or are they going to be hungry to put this team of Linköping away? Because once again, they're down opening up.
A constantly evolving situation, of course, as this puck is going to go down in the corner. Patslov is going to win this one. Around the back now, Playmaker looking for space. Can't get the pass through, but still, here's Eki. Now Loimu at the point, looking to step down. Has the chance in front. Patslov just couldn't get a piece of it. J. Toro, though, great job to hold it in. Sends it just wide of the post. Puck back down low, though. HAVU in control. Fending off a couple of early chances. Here's Pawanso, tries to work his way through. This one's picked up, but it does not find its way through. So an offside call there here in the early stages of this second period.
Yeah, that was a good look from HAVU there. The puck, unfortunately, just kind of got locked onto the blue line as a loose puck and didn't quite fully cross it there. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty clean entry.
Linköping here back across the HAVU line. It's Eki near the point, trying to fend off the pressure. HAVU back in possession here, though, kicked all the way back down. Linköping will recover. J. Toro sends it around the back. The chemistry that he has with Loimu there. They tried the quick out. Eki's going to win this race. Tried to fake the backhand and go back to the forehand, but just ran out of time. A phenomenal chance for Eki that he just can't make the most of. Chance here now, thrown back out. Playmaker, a little bit of space to work with. Finds his way past Nasu, sends it across, but Eki never got the pass. Tremendous job by Villikun to recover in that situation. Dominoiti tries to walk his way through a forest of defenders there, unable to do so. HAVU back in possession yet again. We'll see what they're able to do. So both teams a couple of opportunities. Linköping, though, getting the better of the play. And you see Sin, they're willing to drop back just a little bit more now, and it's working out as Playmaker wins it, gets the pass back from Eki as he sends it down and around, but nobody there to recover the puck. But right now for Linköping, I think it's more, we've called them mentality monsters. I think it's more of a, an active effort to just demoralize HAVU by not letting them gain the offensive zone. Space here for Patslov, sends one on. Hanselinho able to make the stop. Great job there. Here come HAVU in response. Billy Kuhn slap shot on. Great block by J. Toro. Still having the battle for it, though. Has it in the corner for now. Sends it around the back. And Linköping back in possession. Great puck movement. They find Eki again over the line. They've gained the zone. Throws it back in front. Patslov for Playmaker. Tries the wraparound. Eki, a second chance. Puck was on the line, but picked off. Chance here. The slap shot blocked to the point. Second chance. Third chance. Eki's on the doorstep, and he buries it. Linköping double up the lead for the very first time in this series. They're up 2-0. Eki has awoken.
Yeah, awoken is an understatement. He looks hungry. He looks determined, and now he's got a goal. He's been hungry on the forecheck, and that time around the net like an absolute vulture, cleaning up the trash there, and they have their first 2-goal lead here late in the second period, and that's great for Linköping here. They got to be careful, though. HAVU is coming back.
Flyer Kungen just couldn't get the most of that one. Good opportunity in response there for HAVU. Their best chance of the period. Here's Playmaker yet again over the blue line. Now it's Patslov looking, finds Eki for the moment. Patslov recovers down in the corner, kicks it back to the point. J. Toro shot blocked down in front. HAVU, though, just can't really get it going. Miscommunication there. Playmaker in possession. It's going to be fired all the way down. Scapa will play that one out. So a job well done here by Linköping. One game at a time. It was the mentality that led them to the comeback last year. And right now they're in a pretty good spot here beyond the midway point of Game 5. Dominoiti sauces one on. Flyer Kungen there as well. They survive that scare. Here come Linköping yet again. Playmaker with space, spins past his man, drives, shot denied. Second chance, playmaker tried to throw it back in front, but the space again not there. The forechecking pressure right now from Linköping. Tremendous effort, couldn't come up with possession though. Powanzo, nowhere to go, turns it over. Final minute of play now. Linköping trying to regain the zone. HAVU do a good job of cutting that one out. Here's Dominoiti. Clock ticking down fast here. Traffic there at the line. Flyer Kugan not able to work his way through. Final 10 seconds. One more chance here for Linköping, but a turnover. Nasistelia now Dominoiti. Shot, rebound was picked off by J. Toro. And Linköping will survive. Sin, again, we just mentioned it for the first time. They make their way to the third period. Not with a 1-1 split. It's a 2-0 lead. And what a situation they find themselves in. As again, you were down 3-0. Now it's 3-1. You're up 2-0 heading into the third. Maybe some sweaty palms here now for HAVU as we head into the third period.
Yeah, I would say for sure they're feeling the pressure there, and it was very evident when they were in their defensive end. I think before, they were so good at taking pucks away, getting the loose pucks, and breaking it out. But right now, Linköping just seems to have all the momentum, and it's benefiting them in a huge way. Look at the time on attack differential. Shots are pretty even, but the time on attack is 4 minutes, 20 seconds for Linköping, and around 1 minute and I don't know, 1.5 minutes. I couldn't quite get it. I'll kind of guesstimate right there what HAVU has time on attack wise. But yeah, Linköping just, slowly but surely getting better. And that's something that they simply didn't have the rest of the series. They'd get off to a good start, get that first goal, but then HAVU would keep it up, keep the pressure on, and they would start to take control as the game wore on. And they kept getting wins like that. Now in this one, Linköping sustaining the momentum. They now have a 2-goal lead, and with as good as their defense and as good as their trap game could be, they may just want to sit back, but I don't know. They look hungry, and they don't really seem like a team who wants to sit back right now.
Yozaki wraparound bid just does not go. Good early chance here in the early stages of the third period. Again, Game 5 of the ECL Elite Division Final. These two teams playing for the largest prize pool, 15K euros. The largest prize pool in competitive 6's history, right here in the lovely world of NHL esports. The third straight matchup, the third straight meeting of these two teams in the final. HAVU winning 2 years ago. Linköping winning last year and looking to retain. Here's Playmaker, tried to pick the corner. Hansalino says no on that attempt. A crucial stop there for HAVU.
Yeah, and that's really indicative of a team who knows what they want to do, especially Playmaker. They're taking a shot. We know we're used to seeing him take those shots there, but, I mean, not even trying to go for a rebound, really trying to pick the corner, see if he can catch Hansalino sort of napping there or, cutting across.
Space for Dominoiti. Now it's Powanzo. Has to kick it back to the point. Good movement here from HAVU. Can they get a chance? The answer is no, at least for that particular possession. This Playmaker nearly stripped that one back away from Villikun, but he did well to hold on. All the pressure right now on HAVU, which is really stunning to say, considering heading into this third period, this is, again, the last period of play that Linköping is guaranteed as this one goes offside. Again, a friendly reminder, we will be covering this series until its conclusion. And, of course, at the end of it, as we see a timeout here, at the end of it, of course, we will be returning you into the fine hands of our broadcast partners in Drew Goldfarb and Nick DeMeo as they'll be covering the post-game coverage. Of course, the after party coming up as well. So long way to go in this particular broadcast, and however long it takes to get there, Sin, solely dependent on how this plays out. And right now, Game 6 seems like it's going to be on the horizon.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy to think about, especially with how well HAVU played yesterday. But again, even though they were up 3-0, every single game was very close, decided by 1 goal here. And, if Linköping could just start getting those extra goals, you got to think they could have an even better chance. And they have it in this one, 2 goals. They got 2 goals last game. It was enough to win. It may be enough to win as well, as time is ticking down and the clock is the enemy of HAVU.
Every single game in this series, and if I'm not mistaken, has had a 2-1 final still up to this point, which is simply incredible. Here's Potzloff, a little bit of speed. Loimu trying to catch up with him, but Nasistelia, great defensive display there for HAVU to take away that opportunity. 11 minutes to play now here in regulation. HAVU down by 2 for the first time in this series. Great job by Villikun to hold the line. Throws it over for Flyer Kugan. Loose puck. It's in. The captain, it's being waved off. Is it kicked in Sin, this might still have a chance to hold up. Tough to tell from there.
I think that will count. I didn't see any contact with the goaltender. I don't think they're looking at goalie interference. I think they're looking at skate contact, and I didn't, obviously no kicking motion there really visible at all. I don't see, no contact. The contact comes from Jay Toro. Yep,
Flyer
good goal.
Has tied, or had not tied, but gotten HAVU on the board. Since so used to saying it's a tie game when it's 1-1. Easy to forget, of course. It's just been the habit. HAVU Gaming, though, back to within 1. Huge goal for them, huge goal for the captain.
Yep, and how did they get that? By driving the net, by putting the puck towards the net and not giving up on the play. Again, HAVU has done that time and time and time again, and it just got them back. They cut the deficit in half, and now you got to think maybe they're sowing the seeds of doubt in Linköping. They still have half a period to go to tie this one up and perhaps take it to overtime or even take the lead.
So again, we have seen so many interesting goals, as I'll label them. Some call them lucky, some call them fluky, some call them garbage. Call them what you will. At the end of the day, they count. That is exactly the type of goal that HAVU needed here. As Palazzo dishes back to the point. D to D, Nasistelia looking, throws it in front, loose puck. Linköping come up with it. Just over 8 minutes to play. Playmaker gains the zone here for Linköping, but takes the hit. Eki recovers. Playmaker back down low, thrown in front. Jay Toro, bomb from the point from Loimu. Eki banks it off the side of the net in response. Good response in general from Linköping, but they can not get that insurance goal and restore that 2-goal lead. 6.5 to play. Playmaker able to pick that one off. Linköping will draw it back to their own zone and look for that clean breakout. Playmaker, great puck protection from the leading goal scorer, but the pass is picked off. Now 5.5 to go here for HAVU. Low into the corner. Flyer Kungen recovers. Billy Kuhn denied. Second chance. Loose puck. Third opportunity for Flyer Kungen. But Kape is able to make the stops. Great response and kind from Linköping's goaltender. As HAVU finally able to get some offensive consistency here. Great job by Jay Toro to take that one away. But Pawanso able to gain the zone for HAVU. Has a couple of options down low in the corner. Dominointi. Pawanso again around the back in the office. The pass doesn't go through. Dominointi can't shuffle that one towards goal. Here's Zeki with 2.5 to play. He'll send it down and around. Potzloff gives chase and takes the bump. An outright hit from Flyer Kungen with no interference call. Final minute and a half here now. Flyer Kungen has a little bit of trouble there. Jay Toro tries to fend them off. Can't gain possession, but is able to clear the zone. Final minute to play. Pawanso draws the trip. And Sin, this is it. What a moment.
Yeah, and this is the worst time to take a penalty, the last minute of the third, so it'll be an extended power play. And if they are, oh man, this is just worst case scenario for Linköping. It's Eki going to the box once again, and you know what? It's gonna take everything from there. But I've loved Kape's play so far. Hopefully, he's able to keep it up.
Tie up on the draw, cleared out by Linköping. Again, a controversial no call against Flyer Kungen. Eki goes to the box again for Linköping. Great job there by Jay Toro. 45 seconds of real time for HAVU to try and tie this game up and potentially force overtime here in Game 5 if the score holds. Game 6 coming up next. Now Sestelia regathers after losing it for the moment. Billy Kuhn, Flyer Kuhn, get over for Pawanso, he scores! HAVU Gaming come back from 2-0 down to tie this game at 2 apiece here in Game 5.
And if you keep giving this team power play chances, they will make you pay. The second best power play in the regular season at 34.29%. And they show off their guns right there. They flex their muscles, if you will. What a great play. The pass to the slot and then across the slot for Pawanso there. No chance for Kape to kind of react to that and stop it. And we have a tie game with 30 seconds remaining.
A rough penalty for Eki to take, but here come Linköping in response. Playmaker unable to hold on to that one. 22 seconds to play. We've seen these teams go to overtime in this series. No surprise if we find ourselves back there, but still plenty of time to work with. Here come HAVU. If they score, they crown themselves champions. It's that simple. Linköping need to score to continue the series. Playmaker on the doorstep. Shuffle just wide. Second chance. Can't pull the trigger. And Sin, that sets the stage. Game 5 overtime. Linköping score. We go to game 6. HAVU score. And we have ourselves new champions.
And once again, this game will be decided by just one goal, and it will take an overtime to do it. I mean, the palms, they must be sweaty for each team. I mean, maybe even knees weak, mom's spaghetti and whatnot, but I couldn't even get through that. I was breaking. Man.
I made that reference earlier. That was potentially the worst play on words we have had under the NHL Gamer banner, and boy, have there been some awful puns and play on words from all of us.
You know what? When you have Ekonem in the game, you kind of have to do it, right? Yeah, it's got to be a thing. So overtime, the stage is set right here. Very even game thus far. Linköping the slight advantage time on attack. HAVU the slight advantage with the shots here, but all it's going to take in this overtime is one shot, the right shot, the one bounce to end the series, or to continue it and give Linköping that fighting chance to come back and create an even more monumental comeback than they did in this last season. But HAVU, they're definitely got something to say about that. We're getting another look at this play. What a pass, just threading the needle there across to Puanso, and that's just how good Flyer Kungen is.
It gets no bigger than this, no better than this. Game 5 of the ECL Elite Division Season 10 Finals. HAVU score. They crown themselves champions for the second time in 3 years. Linköping score. Game 6 will come up in just a matter of moments. Flyer Kungen not able to make that pass through. Eki took the penalty that led to the game-tying power play goal. Pass there from Jay Toro, a little bit off the mark. HAVU back in possession. How devastating would it be for Linköping? You were up 2-0 here in Game 5. You just couldn't hold on. 2 goals typically enough to get the win. Down low, back in front, looked for Flyer Kungen. Got the first goal, did the captain. Was involved in a way in that second goal in controversial fashion, really in more ways than one. Yet that chance does not go through. HAVU back in possession here. Puanso, the lead pass for Dominoiti, a little bit off the mark. Linköping back in possession here. Sim, we said for HAVU, might be time to be nervous. Again for Linköping now. Nothing guaranteed beyond this. Jay Toro deflection bid. Hanselinho. What a stop to stick with that one. Gigantic save.
Yeah, and a bit of a slow trickler right there, and a bit of a scary moment too, as he was up higher in the crease to cut off the angle. Had that bounce for a rebound, and Linköping got to it. That could have been the goal to seal the deal, but a good job of rebound control from Hanselinho there.
It was a clean face-off win there for Dominoiti, the 2 centermen. So evenly matched in terms of their ability on the draw. Now Sestelia dishes it off after trying to find his way through. Dominoiti walking the line as well, looking to find space. No dump and chase from these 2 teams. Again, prioritizing possession above all else. If there's no room, drop it back and try again. If it leads to an offside, so be it. 12:48 remaining here in overtime number 1. And we say that because it just may be the first of a few.
Yeah, absolutely. How close these 2 teams are matching, how they're going to treat this overtime, it may as well be a Game 7 overtime between these 2 teams.
Playmaker down low in the corner, tried to throw it in front. Potzloff still around the back and fighting for it. We were able to come up with it and able to clear the zone. Linköping, though, back in possession. So what Jay Toro was able to do here, the defenseman steps up, gains the zone. Eki having a little bit of trouble with Dominoiti. Back to the point. One-timer deflected. Looked like off the defenseman. Hanselinho still able to make the most of it. Here comes Puanso. Burst of speed. Still in possession now. There's a couple of options. Shot on. Rebound is there. Kape able to make the save and deny Dominoiti a cup-winning goal.
Wow, I mean, Kape has been on his game, much like Hanselinho was yesterday, and to be fair, still is today. Dominoiti that close to ending it right there, but Kape.
And when Puanso, loose puck, taken away. You never know what those offensive zone draws, the set plays that these 2 teams have in their arsenal, how quickly it could come to an end. Eki will send that one in. Potzloff gives chase. Great quick pass there by Villikun. And it's HAVU back in possession. 12 minutes gone now here in this overtime. HAVU score, it's all over. After coming back from 2-0 down, what a statement that would be against their biggest rivals again. Call it what you will. Red Sox, Yankees, Bruins, Habs. Fake slap shot there. Chance shot. Flyer Kungen denied by the glove of Kape. Yet again, Another huge stop for the Linköping goaltender.
Yeah, huge stop right there by Kape. He has, again, really been on his game now, but HAVU really starting to pressure, looking for a variety of chances, too. Those one-time looks they simply weren't going for.
Kungan denied. Polanco, the rebound just out of reach, rifles it on. Loose puck. Kape is there again. What a goaltending display for the man between the pipes here, keeping his team in it.
And what a good job from Dominointi and the rest of HAVU to keep winning these draws and keep the pressure on. Potzlov got to come away with a victory here, and he does.
Clean victory there, but we'll see if they can get the puck out. HAVU putting the pressure on, and they win it back in the neutral zone. Dominointi loses it on the poke check here. Zeki has a little bit of trouble with Polanco, and HAVU now back in possession. Flyer Kungan along the line, sends it down low for Villikun. Waits a little bit, takes his time as he can. Now Sestelia, deflection bid for Dominointi. It went off of his skate. Final 4 minutes to play here now. Linköping, good puck movement through the neutral zone. Potzlov gains the line, but can't find Eki on the pass. 3 minutes now. HAVU taking their time. Plenty of time to work with here. We stay with this game. Sudden death overtime until there is a winner. Linköping back in possession. Working it around again, both teams. Willing to take their time. Great stretch pass to Playmaker. Looking to protect the puck. Back for Jay Toro. Billy Loimu with a shot. Second chance there for Playmaker off the side of the net. It was Villikun who got a little bit caught out of position. Loimu on the other side. Chance for Dominointi. Tried to pick the corner. And it goes wide. And all the way back to the neutral zone. Huge opportunities on both sides of the ice.
Yeah, you said it. Close calls at both ends. I mean, just, again, that's what it comes down to sometimes. An inch.
Dominointi tried to find Nasistelia. Sin, the defensive structure's breaking down here. It's chance after chance.
Yeah, just back and forth action here. And with the only moment to breathe, really, is when these two teams slow it down for those controlled breakouts, looking for the space. There it is.
Dominointi drops it back to the defense. Villikun, now again, Dominointi. Great puck movement here. Nasistelia. Oh, Villikun, the shot. Locked down in front. Thought he might go back to Dominointi for a different look. Final minute, a slow minute here in overtime. But the quick offside here, 56.7 to go. The clock might slightly readjust as it tends to do. Crucial face-off here, Sin.
Yeah, and kind of a weird bounce right there to force that offsides. But yeah, every face-off at this point is crucial. Possession game is so important, and another good win by Dominointi. We'll see HAVU slow it down. They got to be careful of that Eki forecheck, though.
Absolutely. Again, HAVU here in the white in possession. Linköping are defending champions. Trying to live to see another game. So right now, Nasistelia has a little bit of trouble. Turns it over. Playmaker not able to make him pay for it. Ends up turning it over himself. 35 seconds to play here in overtime number 1. Flyer Kungan has a goal in this game. Controversial as it may be. He wins it back. Dominointi. Villikun the shot. Second chance for Polanco. Puck still loose in the scramble. Who's going to come up with it? HAVU do. It's Flyer Kungan yet again. Looking, throws it in front. Good interception there by Potzlov. 14 seconds to play. Here come Linköping. It's Playmaker. Tries to throw it on. Thrown in front. Eki denied. Hanselinho with the response of his own. What a save there.
And what a pass there by Loimu there to try to set up Eki on that short side. And yeah, Loimu jumping into the play quite a bit more here, trying to get something established for Linköping.
Big time face-off tie up here. Loimu not going to be able to hold that in the zone despite his best efforts. 4.3 to play, double overtime. Seems more than likely.
Yeah, unless there's some crazy set play, but they haven't gone with an aggressive face-off, so I don't know if they'll be able to get something in. And a jump right there from Potzlov will seal the deal here.
Try to throw it up. No time remaining. Game 5 goes to double overtime. HAVU score the next goal. Again, they win it and take the 15K euro prize pool. As we have mentioned, the largest prize pool in NHL 6's esports history. If Linköping score, they keep the dream alive. We saw a miracle comeback last year for them to be crowned champions against this very HAVU team. Very same team indeed, but Sin, it's tough to see. It just feels like the goal is going to come out of nowhere, perhaps on a bit of a broken play.
Yeah, and maybe even a bit of a bounce there. As HAVU, you saw there with the stats, they really kind of had the advantage for a lot of that overtime, getting ahead in time on attack even though they're down by about a minute prior to this. And, you know, it's Linköping had a couple chances there, but you definitely felt like HAVU for a lot of that. We're getting the more zone time. I wouldn't necessarily say the better of chances, but with more zone time equals more chance to kind of look for, look for the looks that you're looking for, I guess I'll say. Lack of a better phrase right there. I might have to patent that. That sounded pretty nice coming off the tongue right there. But yeah, that being said, I mean, Linköping, they want to find a response right here. They want to get their forecheck going a bit stronger there. There's a good chance for Eki to force a turnover, but he was the only man in the zone trying to force the play. And HAVU, with their controlled breakouts, have found the tiniest time and space to gain the zone on Linköping.
Just going to make the joke of they still haven't found what they're looking for. You know what? I suppose I did make the joke, but you know what? We will march on. Linköping holding possession here. They need this next goal or their season comes to a close. Playmaker able to hold it. Here's Eki. Has Potzloff with them. Tremendous stop there by Villikun. Second chance for Playmaker. Can't get that shot off. Tremendous effort from the HAVU defense to shut down the nearly impossible to shut down front three of Linköping. That cannot be understated. Playmaker's going to try to win the race here. He'll be unable to do so. I mean, Sim, we talked about it a lot. The league's top offense, 26 more goals in the regular season than any other team. Had Linköping, 4.3 goals for average. HAVU was second at a 3.4. The difference was staggering as Powanzo's denied. Great stop by Kape. HAVU's still in on the attack here. Powanzo not able to find the bit of space there. Forced to kick it back out to the point. Here's Villikun. A couple of options will go down low, and again now back to the point. Now Sistelia, great block by Eki. Villikun able to recover. Looking, shot denied. And Villikun has a game-winning overtime goal in this series. The league's top defensive goal scorer in the regular season. Playmaker's able to win that race. Now Sistelia has trouble, kicked out to the point. Jay Toro shot denied. Second chance doesn't go. Playmaker just could not get a piece of that one. 7 minutes gone here in overtime number 2. Linköping back in possession now. Playmaker, the self-sauce to gain space. Tried to kick it back. Held in by Loimu. Shot on. Saved by Hanselinho. And the rebound gave him a little bit of trouble, but he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, it was due to that deflection in somewhere in the mid to high slot right there. I believe it was Eki on the deflection there, and it really kind of changed it up and didn't allow Hanselinho to grab that quickly. Just unfortunately not a big enough rebound and no one there for Linköping.
Playmaker had it for a moment, unable to do anything with it. It's HAVU back in control here, at least for the moment. And you see Linköping right now, that line. You never really know what forechecking look, what blue line, neutral zone look they're going to throw at you, constantly changing it up. Here's Powanzo back. It's again Villikun now. Looking, taking his time, gets back to the forehand. Again, dish down low. Powanzo has options. Rapid had the space, but it was poked away last second. That close to HAVU being crowned champions. Here's Powanzo yet again. Dishes it off for Dominoiti. Recovered. Flyer Kungen shot blocked down. Redirected aside. Eki has it now for Linköping. Great possession play there. Linköping will look to settle it down with Jay Toro trying to lead the rush, but you see as well HAVU willing to step up their game in terms of the forechecking pressure. Jay Toro gains the zone, sends it down low. Playmaker poked away by Hanselinho, denying Playmaker possession. Unbelievable move there from HAVU's goaltender, intentional or not. Flyer Kungen, the captain, throws it on. Powanzo denied. Again, a chance. Blocked down in front. HAVU have found success with those deflection bids in this series. Chance here, though. Eki off the interception. Loses it in the triple coverage, but still pressuring now. Villikun forced to settle it down. Sin under 5 to go here in OT number 2. And Linköping back in possession. Going to give you no time to interject from the looks of it. Chance now for Jay Toro. He'll hand it off. Playmaker looking. Can't complete the pass. 3.5 to go. Puck around the back here. Eki tried to win it back, but now Sistelia able to hold on to it. Powanzo, a quick pass up to Dominoiti. Toe drag there. Brings himself offside with 2:58 to go.
And the pace has just quickened to a point where it's staggering that we haven't found that ending goal just yet. Chance after chance at both ends right here. Something's got to give eventually as we wind down this second overtime and get towards those real-time last couple minutes.
Linköping here going to bide their time. No reason not to. And as Sin mentioned now, at 1:58, the clock changes. We're in real time from this point on. Playmaker, Eki, it goes to the left of Hanselinho. Puck recovered by Potzloff. Finds Eki. Jay Toro from the point! Game 6 coming up Linköping survive the scare. They blow a 2-0 lead, but they're not done yet. Game 6. How do you like that? Jay Toro, the hero.
Wow, what a blast of a shot there from the point, the one-time opportunity, and that's what Linköping has had to do right there. Take the quicker shots. Don't allow HAVU to set up their collapse game, because once they do, you cannot get to the middle of the ice. HAVU, the #1 defensive team throughout the regular season, only allowing 1.33 goals for per game, and they've been able to continue that even throughout the finals against the top offensive teams there. But a perfect shot picking the corner, and who was that? That was Playmaker just barely getting out of the way and also providing the screen right there. That puck had eyes, because that was the smallest of gaps to fit through, and it did just that. Game 6 has been forced, and if you're HAVU now, are you thinking, oh no, not again, because they're coming. Linköping's coming.
Unbelievable turn of events here. HAVU starting this broadcast up 3-0 in this series. The lead, or the series now down, it's 3-2. Linköping taking both games to start off this broadcast. Game 6 coming up in just a matter of moments now. Jay Toro, the hero, with that winning goal. Sin, last year we sat here right around this time. Not sure exactly what the dates were for the ECL 9 final, but we sat here. It was a 3-1 lead for HAVU, and we said, there's no way. There's no way. Linköping win game 2. Okay, maybe there's a way, but no, it's still not going to. They win game 6 and force game 7. Maybe this is going to happen.
Yeah.
For Linköping, if there was a team, while it's still going to be, game 6 coming up and not game 7, if there was a team that you were going to say could pull off a reverse sweep, it would be Linköping.
Absolutely.
They are halfway, which is closer than any team has any right to be against a team like HAVU. Do they simply have their number? I don't know what to make of this.
I don't either. We're not there yet, but I mean, they've made this series much more exciting. There's a game 6 now. They've won 2 straight today. HAVU won 3 straight yesterday. Linköping now won 2 straight today. And again, as I said, the seeds of doubt have to be planted in HAVU's mind now. What are they going to do? How are they going to respond? We saw them, they're playing together yesterday. We thought, okay, maybe that was a contributing factor through their 3 years. They're playing, together today on site. But Linköping has 2 wins, and they just look like a team that never says die. And once again, here they are, looking relaxed, looking confident, looking like they want to play their game, not really diverting from their strategy, not really panicking. And it's paid off for them so far. Now, I mean, that could have gone either way. They blew the 2-0 lead. They could have had that game in the bag. They blew the 2-0 lead. So many in-tight chances from HAVU there in overtime. But Kape, huge saves right there. And then it's Jay Toro getting the winner there. And again, not much Hanselinho could have done on that one. That was just a shot that was not going to be stopped, period.
Every single game has been decided by 1 goal to this point. That is how close this series has been. Now, in the pregame with Drew and Nick, Drew mentioned this, and I appreciate him mentioning it in this way. But of course, he talked about, we've seen 3-0 series lead comebacks before, the reverse sweep. He mentioned the Red Sox and Yankees. I thank him very much for not mentioning 2010, which is where I thought he was going to go with that.
Or 2014.
Yeah, we've both been on the receiving end of that, huh? Fantastic stuff. That said, we know it's possible. It's just, it seems so improbable with a team like HAVU, a team that has won a title in this league 2 years ago, a team that made it to the final last year, but of course lost in the way that they did. It's so tough to look at this and say, what's going to happen? How is this going to play out? Because again, every game decided by 1 goal. It's been that close. You're talking about 1 chance, and you talk about it there. There were some amazing chances for HAVU down in the stretch, especially with those rapids from Pawanso and Flyer Kungen. You just never really know what opportunity is going to go in, and we talked about that a lot. That really is what ultimately tends to be the deciding factor in games between teams of this caliber. When you have those teams, what else can be the deciding factor other than just, well, this chance went for us, it didn't go for them?
Yeah, and another thing is HAVU got it like yesterday, 2, maybe 3 of those deflection goals. They've tried it several times. They've got the deflections. Now none of them have gone in. So there goes, a couple goals from a series that just hasn't had a lot of goals in it. That's huge for HAVU there. They're not getting those goals from those deflections anymore. And like you said, as close as the series has been, all decided by 1 goal. A 3-0 series lead only means so much when the games have been this close, when the goals have been this hard to come by, because if it starts coming down to bounces, it can go either way. And sometimes the momentum shift is all you need. And it seems Linköping has that tied right now. We'll see if HAVU's able to push that back the other way in game 6 and start making their own luck, because, something's got to give here. It looks like they're taking a bit of a break, collecting themselves. They don't want history to repeat itself in an even worse way. I mean, I don't know what would happen to the HAVU team if they blow this lead again and somehow, lose in game 7 and Linköping gets their back-to-back championships with back-to-back monumental comebacks.
Now, I know our broadcast partner, Nick, the F5 Penguin, of course, in chat right here on Twitch, he mentioned that he wishes that with the HAVU cam that we had audio, I would love to know the conversations that are going on right now, if it's incredibly quiet, what the mood of that room is at this particular point in time. Again, as you get a look at the lineup, a friendly reminder for any of you joining us just now. And again, we thank you so much for supporting not just the ECL, not just the NHL Gamer brand, not just us as individuals, but of course, NHL esports in general, as we continue to be a part of the group that continues to push this platform to the next level. A little history lesson for you. We've mentioned it a few times, but of course it bears repeating. 2 years ago, HAVU won the championship. Last year, these two teams met as well. Of course, the past 3 finals have been between these 3 teams. It is, again, I guess the equivalent of Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Golden State Warriors going head-to-head, what was it, 3 or 4 years in a row, as absurdly boring as that was. Not so much here on this front. HAVU winning 2 years ago, Linköping winning last year in spectacular fashion with a 3-1 comeback, and now again, HAVU had a 3-0 series lead entering today's games, and now it's down to a 3-2 lead. Game 6 coming up in just a matter of moments. As talked about, the largest prize pool in 6's esports history here, 15k euros up for grabs. And Sin, it's tough to say again, normally when we cover a series, you can talk about make this adjustment, this player step up. What does HAVU have to do? Because, for Linköping, Eki stepped up. Playmaker still perhaps a little bit more quiet in terms of the goal scoring than you'd expect. But, Kape as well has been on point for Linköping. Everyone that we said needed to step up has stepped up. But I don't feel as though for HAVU that people are necessarily quiet. I feel like they're playing extremely well. The results just aren't there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Normally, I could pinpoint something that I would think one of these teams could be doing better, but the fact of the matter is, I can't. I simply can't. The series is too close. The teams are playing as well as they can. Every game decided by 1 goal. Every team is doing what they want to do in their game plan-wise. There's no weak links on the ice. I don't know. It's not in our hands. It may not even be in the team's hands. If they play their game the way it is, it's in the hands of the hockey gods and of the EA gods and of RNGesus, I guess we'll say as well. Those bounces, the rebounds, the way they pan out, anything can happen here. And the thing for Linköping is they can't make a mistake, really. We saw it in that game 3, the very soft dump around the boards, and it directly led to the game winner, which put HAVU on top, and they can't afford that anymore. HAVU, they haven't really made any glaring mistakes such as that, especially on the breakout. They've been forechecked, they've been forced into those, but no real unforced errors. So again, if you're HAVU, you have to be happy with the way you played, but the last 2 games, you're just not happy with the results.
We can sit here and break this down as much as we want, and I am not a man of few words. Sin's not a man of few words either, although there are different levels, I'd say, to that. It's just a matter of sitting here, much like everybody else, and just saying, let's get Game 6 going. Let's get Game 6 going, and the teams have readied up. They're just about ready to search, so Game 6 will be happening here in just a few moments, just a few heartbeats. Super excited to see how this one plays out, because truly anything can happen. when these two teams go head-to-head. And, of course, it looked like at a time that this wasn't going to happen as at least the finals rematch. It looked like it could have happened in the semifinal. Crazy events happened that has led us to this point. And at the end of the day, it's either Game 7 or HAVU will regain their crown for the second time in 3 years. I cannot wait to see how this one plays out, Sin. I don't dare put you on the spot in terms of making a prediction for how this is going to happen or how this could go down. It all comes down to this, though, really. I mean, one goal could be the difference, as we've talked about, considering every single matchup has been decided through the first 5 games by just one goal. We said before, as HAVU played H-Reds in the semifinal, they had a triple overtime game. 4 out of the 5 games went to overtime. We said that was the closest series we had ever seen that had gone 5 games. And perhaps it was. But maybe this series has topped it in terms of just how razor thin the margins are here.
Yeah, and it's almost like, HAVU, I wouldn't call it luck, but their ability to keep coming on top of those close games is starting to run its course. They're obviously not able to win this series in 5 games with how close it's been and all these overtimes over and over and over. Yet it's starting to catch up to them, and they need a game where they can put a team away. They just simply haven't done that, especially in this series. They have surrendered the first goal every single game. They've had to battle their way back into games. They need a game here where they can take that commanding lead, because as the number 1 defense, if they can get just into a pure shutdown mode with a couple goal lead, Linköping is going to be hard pressed to come back. Although we have seen it in last year's series. I don't know. HAVU, they need to score first here. I think that's the only change that they need to make, is try to score first, and again, not necessarily on their gameplay.
Linköping with the early possession here in white. Playmaker has it down low. Eki with them. Playmaker still in possession. Drops it back to the point. Jay Toro the overtime here. A Potzloff shot. Deflected wide. Playmaker still fighting for it. Around the back of the net. Looking for space. Looking for a pass. Too much pressure there from HAVU. In Game 6 of this series. Let's see how this one plays out. Of course, the stage beyond set at this point. An early offside call, of course. Linköping in the white, HAVU in the black and green. Of course, Sin as well. Perhaps the difference would be if one of these two centers can grab control of the majority of the face-off wins from one another. But that, of course, is easier said than done, as is every aspect of this series.
Yeah, and I think in the last couple games, I've noticed Dominointi winning a few more of the key ones, but at the same time, it hasn't translated on the scoreboard.
Alonso has trouble on the double team. It's Linköping back in possession. Eki a burst of speed, dishes it off for Jay Toro. Eki again, shot doesn't go through. Good job on the recovery there by HAVU. First 4 minutes gone, neither side with a clear-cut chance. Here's Dominointi, though, for HAVU yet again. Drops it back to the point. Now Stelia fakes it, passes it. Now again on Pawanso's shot. Maybe trying to catch Kape leaning just a little bit. But an easy stop, all things considered, for Linköping.
Yeah, and Kape really been on his game today, and we're seeing that clutch goal turn that we expected all throughout this series, and now it's getting his team some W's.
Face off here in the offensive zone. One clean. Nastastelia. D-to-D pass. Shot. Can't find its way through. It'll be Linköping here on the response. Playmaker. Looking for space along the half wall. Threw it in front. Eki able to recover back in front for Potzloff. Just doesn't go. Second chance for Playmaker. Easily stopped. Off the back of the net. Good opening volley there. The salvo from Linköping. Not able to make the most of it. It's going to be another early offside call here. Perhaps a sign of just the anxiety that these two teams, the stress that these two teams are undergoing right now.
Yeah, and I'm actually very surprised that Potzloff chance didn't go in. They've tried that a few times. That's been their opening goal a couple times. Potzloff in front. The pass from behind the net and the one-time opportunity that time just kind of skittered wide.
Eki able to send it down and around. Now Sestelia, though, able to handle that one quite cleanly. Jay Toro kept it in. Shot couldn't find its way through. No pickup there for Pawanso. Chance here for Linköping in response, but again, quickly handled by HAVU's defense. Tough to say that you're not impressed with basically every member of both teams. Look how hotly contested this series has been. We are halfway through the first period here. Game 6 of this final. The ECL Elite Division Season 10 wraps up in this broadcast. It's just a matter of whether or not HAVU will win it here, or if this series will take 7 as Flyer Kungen not able to find his target on the pass. Playmaker going to on the pass. Playmaker looking to find a little bit of space there. Couldn't do it. Svilikun able to recover that one. HAVU back in possession yet again. Both teams really struggling to find that offensive foothold. But a chance here for HAVU, perhaps. Flyer Kungan denied point blank. Kape able to make the save. Still in possession here, though, is the captain. HAVU working it down low. Now to the point. Now Sestelia blocked down. May have been stopped ultimately. A lot of traffic in front of Kape there. Just no space at the end of the day. Near turnover here for Linköping. They're still in possession, though. Loimu not able to work his way through. He actually still has it. Here's Playmaker. Tried to pick the corner. Loose puck there again for Loimu. Just not able to find it. Eki recovers. Here's Potzloff. Back for Eki. Looking maybe to pull the trigger. Just couldn't find the space yet again. Loimu slap shot. The rebound was there for Playmaker. Just couldn't get a piece of it. Great stop by Hanselinho. And a good response here. Linköping nearly able to hold that one in. Momentum in their favor right now. Potzloff looking. The pass will find its way to Loimu at the point. Goes over to Eki. Fakes it. Passes it. Wild backhand on net. Perhaps not what Loimu was anticipating. Dominoiti, big sauce pass, nearly found its way over to Pawanso. It's a little bit off the mark. 2 minutes to go here in this first period. Chance now again, perhaps, for Linköping. They send it in. Eki onside, tries to chase it down. Good quick passing on display there, but a turnover. Chance here now. Loimu down low yet again. Potzloff deflects in front. Hanselinho can't find it. But HAVU survived that scare as well. Final 20 seconds of this fast minute of play. Now Sestelia looking, trying to find space. Only 6 seconds to go. Looking to get that one quick chance. Stopped by Kape. Pawanso shot from the point, testing him, but he's able to rise to the occasion. And Sin, correct me if I'm wrong, that's been the catchphrase of the day. This is the first game of this series that's gone to the second period scoreless, is it not?
I believe so. Yeah, I think we've had a goal or two of them in the first period of every single game so far. But I want to point out something that Linköping's doing slightly different. They're trying little sauce dumps right now and getting onto their forecheck, which is something they hadn't done at all in this series. And I like that changeup for them, and it didn't come from a negative. They wanted to get maybe a bit more offense here. They kind of smelled that blood. They got the 2 goals in the last game. They got the the overtime winner here, and they went for a different look. And you know what? I really thought that they were the better team in that period because of that. When they couldn't get it in cleanly, they tried those little sauce dumps there and tried to catch up to it. And a couple times they forced a turnover. Sometimes high in the zone when HAVU's going for the breakout, they turn it over at the blue line, able to throw pucks back down low, either on the pass or otherwise. And we're getting another look at that Potzloff chance, and it looks like it hit a stick and or the pad right there and just kind of trickled wide. I mean, that was inches away from the first goal once again for Linköping right there. But unfortunately for Potzloff, unable to bury that biscuit.
20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go in regulation here in Game 6. Still looking for our opening goal of this contest. HAVU, the opening possession here. Great job on defense, but he ultimately loses it. Toro trying to shut things down yet again. HAVU back in possession once more. But forced to pass it around a little bit, trying to find space, trying to catch Linköping off guard, and they do ultimately find the room, but Pawanso can't hold on to it. Again, Jay Toro there to clog up the lanes. Here's Eki trying to puck protect here against Sestelia. Can't find the room. Wouldn't be surprised, of course, to see the battle of the blue lines be that much more amplified. Huge hit there. And a great outlet pass. HAVU back in control for the moment. Flyer Kungan, bit of space. Rebound bid. Dominoiti just couldn't get a piece of that one. Nearly won it back in response, but a good chance there for HAVU. Call those low rebound attempts what you will. There are some terms amongst the competitive community for said opportunities. But at this stage, doesn't matter how you get it done, Sin. You do what you have to do to get these goals.
Yeah, a goal is a goal is a goal. And both these things.
The cross, Eki nearly able to get a hold of that one. Sin, they don't like you talking, is what I've gathered.
Yeah, apparently not. I had a bit of delay there for a second, so I apologize for sort of talking over the action right there, but it looks like we have it fixed.
See what happens here. HAVU in possession. 7 minutes gone now here in the second period. Game 6, Pawanso, a little bit of speed. Not able to work his way through, though. Again, Jay Toro able to shut it down. What a phenomenal performance he's had through the first 5 games and change of this series. An offside call here, though, and another big face-off coming up. Every face-off matters at this point, Sin, more so than ever.
Absolutely. The possession game between these two teams has been huge, and look at that. HAVU so far was perfect on the faceoffs, but a big win right there from Patslov. And as I was saying earlier, Dominointi has got better at faceoffs as this series, and especially today, has gone on there, and we saw the evidence of that with those numbers early on here.
There's a bit of a dummy run there from Dominointi on that breakout, just charged up the ice to try and generate space for the wingers. Interesting strategy from HAVU. Linköping didn't seem to fall for it. Polanco's pass, tried to find Dominointi, a little bit off the mark. Playmaker, burst to speed, trying to protect, and again, just not there. Dominointi has been crucial in shutting down Playmaker and assisting Villikun on that right-hand side throughout this series. Unbelievable job there to deny the league's top goal scorer, the record breaker in this series for the most part. Ovechkin-esque, you're not going to be able to totally shut him down for a complete series, but if you can limit the amount of goals he's going to put up, you might be able to find success. Big part of the reason as to why HAVU still leads in this series. Of course, the optics, though, slightly different with them losing the last two games. Eki shot, handled well by Hanselinho. Still fought on for. HAVU back in possession here. 6.5 to play. Dominointi forced to take his time. Linköping really stepping up that forechecking pressure. Trouble here for Villikun. Able to find the outlet. It's the captain, Flyer Kungen. He'll send it down off the errant pass. Chops for it. Polanco comes up with it. Chance here. Stopped by Kape. Great job to stick with that opportunity. Dominointi looking. D-to-D passes here. Villikun now Dominointi again. Looking for space. Slowly trying to creep their way closer and closer to the goal mouth, but just not able to find the space on that occasion. Here's Linköping in response. Playmaker not able to time it correctly. 3:39 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, almost a really good entry right there. He tried to kind of, do a bit of an L skating and give him an accelerated kind of turn into the zone, but unfortunately one man was just a little bit offside there.
Playmaker has it yet again for Linköping. Now it's Eki down low in the corner. Kicks it back to Toro. One-timer from Loimu and a glove save. Hanselinho able to track that one down through all that traffic, making a crucial stop.
Yeah, no deflection right there. That could have been scary. A deflection bid from Intight right there. Unfortunately for Linköping, dodged all the sticks. Unfortunately for Hanselinho, came up with a glove save, no rebound.
Good clean defensive zone draw win there for Dominointi. 2 minutes to go here now in the second period. Still looking for our opening goal of this game as the puck's kicked all the way back down to the Linköping zone. So yet again, fast final minute here in the second period. Limited time to work with. Linköping not really interested in winding down the clock for the final chance. Playmaker picks the corner! We have our opening goal! Who else would it be? It's the record breaker. 1-0 Linköping.
And what a play right there, using Patslov as bait, who was streaking towards the middle. The defenseman had to respect the pass, and even Hanselinho had to respect the pass as well. He couldn't just hug the post, and Playmaker takes advantage of that for another in-tight short side snipe. And, well, once again, Linköping with the opening goal in a game here, and this is game 6. HAVU now, again, on the ropes, have yet to been able to get an opening goal throughout this entire series, and Linköping has been able to hold on for the last 2 games and get themselves to win. Can they build on this lead again, or will we see HAVU come back?
In a puck-moving defenseman snipe, the answer is yes. As we have continued to find out throughout this season. 5 seconds to play, loose puck in the corner. Dominointi looking, throws it on, saved by Kape, and again Linköping will enter the third period as they have done for every game of this series with either the lead or a tied score. And of course, on this occasion, it's this goal right here. Playmaker picking that corner. They have the lead. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, if you're HAVU, you have to be worried now. If they weren't worried before, a little bit of worry has to be creeping in now. This is a pivotal game 6. If you force if Linköping forces a game 7, anything can happen. Your advantage is completely gone, and HAVU is just slowly but surely watching that advantage disappear here. And this is going into the third period, so they have even less time than they've had at other points when Linköping has that 1-0 lead. They only have 20 minutes. They have to tie it, and they probably want to take the lead. They don't even want to test overtime. If you're HAVU right now, what is happening? Where has your offensive guns gone? And Linköping, I mean, they have awoken. They are pressing, and they are hungry to get back into it. And, I mean, this is setting the stage for just an unreal finish no matter what happens.
It's surreal. and does not feel in any way like this could actually happen. Linköping are 20 minutes away, if the scoreline holds or as long as they maintain the lead, from forcing Game 7 against HAVU. We will see how this one plays out. There is still a long way to go in this one. All the pressure in the world on HAVU right now. A threat of seeing a 3-0 series lead evaporate, as if you didn't think seeing a 3-1 series lead evaporate last year against this very same Linköping team in this very same situation was bad enough. There is a chance the dream of a reverse sweep still on the line for Linköping. 8-2 the draw is in favor of Dominoiti, but he jumps there. Gives Potsdam a crucial win. Here's Playmaker. Back pressure's there. Eki with the Playmaker scores! Linköping double the lead.
What is happening right now? Linköping just finding the tiniest of gaps and advantages there. I was going to credit Nasu Steli and Villikun for bubbling Playmaker there and then forcing him sort of off the puck, negating any potential breakaway, but it's Eki coming up with the puck, threading the needle on the backdoor feed, and who else but Playmaker? Another goal here, giving his team a 2-0 lead, and it's getting more real. Every single goal Linköping scores, the possibility of the comeback gets more real. The possibility of a Game 7 is real. And HAVU are completely and utterly on the ropes here.
I know my job is play-by-play. But it can be difficult to find the words when you're witnessing history being made. Good stop there by Kape in response. HAVU back in possession here, though, still trying to keep this pressure on. Linköping right now. Long way to go. 16.5 minutes. Plenty of time. Eki is going to take another penalty. Sin, for as much as he stepped up his offensive game, his discipline has really dropped off here in the final.
Yeah, he's trying to do a lot for his team, and that's the kind of player he is. That's the competitor that he is. He wants to help the team. He wants to do everything possible, just unfortunately they're unable. With the way the defensive skill stick works, it almost is always treated as a poke at first, so it will go towards the puck and sometimes towards the feet, as you saw there. But yeah, discipline hasn't been too great, and HAVU power play, a chance to work again.
Losing the draw on an aggressive face-off set. We'll see what happens here. HAVU on the power play. Nearly a must-score situation now. Pawanto in front. Gigantic stop. Kape able to make the save, robbing Dominoiti in front.
Yeah, and that was a huge save from Kape there. He has been steady. He has been solid, and he's continuing that for his team when they need it most.
Big face-off win again by Potsdam. Dominoiti. Flyer Kungen off the deflection bid. Nearly found its way home. Linköping back in possession yet again, but not for long. Flyer Kungen tries to go back to the point. Miscommunication with Villikun, and that sends it all the way down.
Yeah, and unfortunately, had he been a right-handed, he could have maybe snagged that off the board, but he's trying to position himself to be able to get to a one-time look ASAP and not hugging the wall right there. A bit uncharacteristic of a defenseman as good as Villikun there. So, yeah, as we're seeing, the HAVU mentality maybe starting to slip. A miscue right there on the break-in and a free breakout. Oh,
near call there. If the cracks were beginning to show, they are prominent now in HAVU's game. Pomwanso unable to drive the net. Dominoiti for Villikun, unable to get that shot through. Here's Playmaker. Tried to stretch past the Potsdam, still in possession, only for a moment though. Dominoiti wins it back, turns it right back over to Linköping. 12 minutes remaining here in regulation of Game 6. HAVU, a 3-0 series lead, has evaporated. You are in danger of going to Game 7. Here's Pawanso, though, in front for Flyer Kungen, not able to get that shot through. Stretch pass off the mark, but it at least clears the zone. Gives Linköping a chance to reset, and they recover the puck just over the blue line. Here's Jay Toro, the overtime hero of Game 5. Puck in front. HAVU able to regain possession now with 6.5 to play. Pawanso, now Flyer Kungen. Over for Villikun in front. Pawanso, the pass somehow doesn't find its way home. Dominoiti was there. Has it back again. The pass to Villikun interrupted. HAVU still on the attack, though. Pass in front, intercepted. Loimu able to take that one away. 8 minutes to play here now. HAVU, it's starting to become real if it wasn't already, as Sid mentioned. Here's Villikun, now Dominoiti. Pawanso, it's blocked, maybe stopped by Kape. Regardless, what a chance. Now here's Playmaker on the rush. He's going to win this one. Has it now. Biding his time. Jay Toro now. Loimu and Eki working it around. Playmaker has it again. Going to look to pick a corner if he can. Worked all the way back to the point. Sends it back down. Potslav's going to win this race. What a job there. Huge interception by Flyer Kunken to take away the zone time for Linköping. Has a little bit of trouble. Maintains possession again. Dominoiti to the point. Now Sustelia. Billy Kuhn looking, spin, pass, goes through the crease, maybe around the back, shot on, paddled aside by Kape. HAVU having to throw everything they can at the net, loose puck in front, Pawanso shot, scores! HAVU's back in it, Pawanso finds a way to get it through the traffic. We're not done yet.
Unrelenting pressure right there from HAVU, just throwing everything that they can at Kape. Eventually, one of them's got to go in, right? They had a post earlier. They threw one through the wickets, and it went across the crease. And that time, no mistake. It finds the back of the net. The lead cut in half here. 3:44 remaining. Just a 1-goal lead for Linköping. I don't think they could sit back. HAVU, when they get their cycle going, it's too strong. Linköping has to do what they did for a few minutes there, around the 5-minute mark, and they were holding the zone. They got their own cycle established in HAVU's zone, and this time, I think they're going to look to try to do that again, and perhaps get,
how that one snuck in, I have no idea. Calgary and Tampa-esque. Was it in? Was it not? It counts as a goal. There's no review process. A rough break for Linköping.
Yeah, really rough break right there, and a good break for HAVU as they're probably feeling a bit vindicated. As I mentioned, they hit the post earlier. They threw one through the 5-hole that skittered across the goal line, through the crease, and went into the corner. And, again, they got their goal that they needed, but it seems like the bounces aren't going their way as they were in the first 3 games here, and that's put them in danger of Linköping forcing the Game 7. HAVU still need another goal just to tie this game up.
3.5 minutes remain here. HAVU can still win it all here in Game 6. Linköping looking to hold on, maybe even add that insurance goal. Playmaker tries to win it away. He cannot do so. Pawanso loses it for the moment. Now under 2.5 to go here in Game 6. Linköping in possession. Playmaker just tried to run his way through, unable to do so. HAVU back in possession now, but it's kicked back to their own zone as we approach the final minute of play. Linköping had a 2-0 lead in Game 5. Blew it, but won in overtime. Loose puck picked off there. Eki tries to hold on to it. Pawanso recovers. Nasu Stelia shot just wide. Great chance there. He recovers in the neutral zone, but Linköping were able to clear now. 45 seconds remain. Chance here over the line. Quickly kicked away. Loose puck recovered by Linköping again. Turnover here, though. Villikun has it. Now it's Pawanso. Looking for space. Steps in. Loose puck. Puck still up for grabs here. Not going butterfly as Kape. It ends up going wide. Off the back of the net. Villikun tried to pick the corner. Eki able to intercept. Playmaker going to try to chase this one down. He wins the race. 20 to go. Down in the corner here, recovered by HAVU. 15 seconds to work with. Are we witnessing a chance at history? Down to the left of Kape. Jay Toro now Playmaker has trouble. Chance here down low. Kungen to the point. Loose puck still there and cleared. Linköping have pulled off the near impossible. Game 7 on deck. Unbelievable.
What is going on? This shouldn't be. Plain and simple, I mean, this shouldn't happen. It's happened. Game 7 will decide this series. The series all evened up. 3 straight wins for HAVU in the first 3 games. 3 straight wins for Linköping here in the next 3. And I guess it just had to be like this. But if you're Linköping, you got to be flying high. The momentum on your side here. A bit dangerous there as they almost yet again blew a 2-goal lead, but they didn't. They survived. They forced Game 7. And HAVU, oh no, not again. Linköping, the comeback kids, the cardiac kids are back. And it's Game 7. It all comes down to this. I can't even believe what's going on right now. Linköping, unreal performance right now. Unreal performance from both of these teams. And again, another 1-goal victory. I mean, what the heck is going on here?
Another chapter is about to be written in the storied history of two of the best teams in the history of competitive 6's history. I mean, for lack of a better phrase on that, we might have botched the wording on that, but you get the point. I am astonished, stunned, flabbergasted. There are a lot of words that you could use to describe this. Last year, we thought we had witnessed the craziest moment that we've ever seen. Yet now, here we are. Just when you think that a 3-1 comeback in last year's final for Linköping to win it all was the pinnacle. They have forced Game 7 and are 1 win away from pulling off the reverse sweep and securing back-to-back titles. What can you say, Sin? What can you say? It's our job to have the words, but easier said than done.
It's a perfect stage set no matter what. I mean, it's a reverse sweep for Linköping. They get the back-to-back titles. For HAVU, you win this game, you get your revenge, and you come close to disaster, but you avert it. You have grown as a team, but if you fail once again, I mean, I don't know what HAVU does after this already. I mean, they have to reset their mentality right now. They can't, as hard as it is, you have to ignore what just happened. You have to ignore the last 3 games. If you focus on these last 3 games, you really hamper yourself. You shoot yourself in the foot. You have a weaker mentality. And Linköping, they're going to be feeding off of this momentum. This is their bread and butter right now. Is all the momentum they've gained from this comeback here. They're going to put it, on full display here in Game 7. And if you're HAVU, you just got to stop, take a breath, and try somehow to reset. But again, the tide has turned. The bounces. Everything has turned.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of a break in between games here.
Yeah.
Perhaps
maybe
a bit of game. I don't know if we have access to the HAVU cam right now, if they're even in the room or if there's anything interesting, but I'd be we already talked about it'd be interesting to have audio for that, to be able to see kind of, to detect what the mood is for that particular room. And they are there, but you can see a little bit split up right now.
Yeah.
Definitely the idea of get up, walk around a bit, catch your breath, because what a situation they find themselves in.
Yeah, a situation that simply didn't seem like it would be possible here, or at least not probable, as we started the day off, and as we saw even game 4, HAVU. I felt like they were kind of in the driver's seat for a lot of it. They just simply didn't get the win, and then again, as this has gone on, Linköping's gotten better and better and better. It's like the complete opposite of yesterday when Linköping started off strong. They still lost that Game 1, and then HAVU just got better and better and took the 3-0 series lead. But here we are. Game 7, the stage has never been brighter, the stakes have never been higher, and the trophy awaits either HAVU or Linköping. This is it, the last game of hockey of ECL 10 Elite.
It's been an incredible season. The regular season capped off by the emergence of Yippee Vaskala, teams like the Brace Phantoms, Unlucky Boys working their way back into the postseason. Then in the playoffs, the story of Farjestad, an incredible 7-game series between Unlucky Boys and H-Reds. And then ultimately, again, the stage was set. The 2 best teams in the ECL. They somehow, some way meet in the final for the 3rd season in a row. HAVU winning it 2 years ago. Linköping taking the crown last year after coming back from 3-1 down in that series to claim the crown, and now the tiebreaker scenario here. HAVU Gaming, simply put, there's no way to sugarcoat it, blowing a 3-0 series lead with 15k euro on the line. Again, the largest prize pool in competitive 6's esports history. And Linköping now 1 win away from adding to their legend and writing, as I mentioned, one hell of a chapter to the history of both of these teams. It is simply astonishing to see what's gone down here in this broadcast. We certainly could not have predicted it. You joke about it. Oh, well, maybe they're going to be able to do it. I recall messages that Sin and I exchanged, the conversation that we had after yesterday's cast, where we're like, yeah, that'd be pretty funny, but nah.
Yeah, I mean, Linköping had them right where they wanted them, right? Primed for a big comeback here. And, you mentioned how magical it would be for Linköping, how their legend would just simply grow. But for me, like, you got to think about HAVU's situation too. They blow another series lead. The narrative shifts for them. It's okay. You're part of the big two, but here you have blown 2 series leads. You have lost in the champion 2 times. I know what it's like to have, your team be listed as chokers, and at this point that's where the narrative is headed, especially if they lose this game 7. If you win it, it's still dangerous. There's still something to address, but you still got that last win. You still win the championship. You avert disaster, but disaster is still on the horizon for HAVU here. And again, if they lose this team, you have to start questioning, where is the finish? Where is the killer instinct? Why can't they finish what they start?
We talked about this all season long. HAVU, they come out of the gates on a mission. They were determined. They were on the warpath to make it back to this point here, and to have been 1 game away and to lose 3 straight. I can't imagine what the mindset is of this team right now, because as we mentioned, this was their only goal, of course. Get back to the final, reclaim your crown. In theory, had things gone differently, this could have been your 3rd straight title. You should have beaten Linköping last year. You should have put them to bed. You should have beaten Linköping now.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to this, and whether or not they're going to be able to make the most of this. Like you mentioned, I mean, that is a very tight-knit team, but it makes you wonder what comes up next for HAVU. The teams obviously can't think about this, but the ramifications that this could have for the ECL Elite Division moving forward cannot be understated. I'm not exactly postulating that we could see lineup changes because, again, these 2 teams, if they don't run into one another, if Färjestad upsets Linköping, do HAVU win the final? Probably. If H-Reds upset HAVU, do Linköping win the final? Probably. No disrespect to the boys of H-Reds or Färjestad, but point being, it's just a matter of these 2 teams going head-to-head. Anything can happen, as we have seen. Somehow, some way, Linköping have battled back from 3-0 down. They have forced Game 7. The reverse sweep is alive as you get a live look here at HAVU. Again, as we have mentioned, playing together in the same room, land style as a unit. Linköping, though, of course, due to circumstances, going on in the world, of course, not able to be together as a unit. And we thought yesterday, where we covered the first 3 games, that, man, this really worked out for HAVU. Today, though, not so much. You've dropped 3 in a row. So time will tell just how much of a factor being together as a group right now is going to play.
Yeah, and you know what? It could actually, at this point, hilariously, it seemed like such a positive yesterday. It could almost be a negative here if they don't reset themselves mentally, if they don't let, completely just release all the negative energy in that room. I mean, you can sometimes literally feel the air sucked out of a building. We see it all the time in especially playoff hockey. If a deflating goal, the energy just seems to get sucked out of the building, and that you got to think that could come in consideration right here. If you give up that first goal again, the seeds of doubt have already been sown. You've already given up the three games right here. I mean, you can really just, everyone's energy level can just kind of just like a crash down to the ground, and
Football,
it could be a negative.
January, it can deflate.
Yeah. That's a slap in the face, you making that joke, because you got the championship out of it, Brady. Oh, man.
Enough football references on this side of things. We are just moments away from puck drop, Game 7. And I feel as though it's earned this title, the epic conclusion to the 10th season of the ECL Elite Division. Beyond excited to see how this one is going to play out. Of course, if you are just joining us here, checking out the ECL for the very first time, I implore you to check out NHLgamer.com for all the information that you need on this league, its history, of course, more than just the Elite Division Of course, we have 3 other lower division tiers, the Pro, Light, and Neo division, of course, with some of those playoff battles still going on. We've seen a champion crowned in the Pro division, Black Horse moving up into the Elite division. There are other relegation battles going on right now to see who's going to earn their way up to the Elite division. Other finals to still be played, so still a lot going on under the NHL Gamer banner. Of course, there's the Russian side of things, the North American side of things, with the NACL, which was, again, an incredible situation there as Sin's webcam has quit out on us. And there we go. Look at that beautiful boy. He's back. You love to see it. So, again, a lot going on. I implore you to check out NHLgamer.com for all the information that you need. And, again, thank you all for not only, again, supporting us here with NHL Gamer, but, of course, supporting 6's esports and just NHL esports in general. As everybody talks about it, the talent level within NHL esports is so incredibly high. Everything else needs to catch up to the talent level. And we thank you for trying to help us catch up and really continue to boost this platform to where it should be. And again, of course, a shout out to our sponsors as well, who has helped make this season happen, who has helped, of course, contribute to this prize pool. Again, 15K euros on the line in this game. That's nearly 17,000 US. But IS Esports and Prisma Gaming, it comes down to one game for said prize pool. And Sin, we talked about it as well. Only one time has a team come back from an 0-3 series at the highest level of a ECL competition. That was ECL Season 2, but that was in the first round, which is absolutely insane. There have been no reverse sweeps in the ECL Elite Division, which was established in the fourth season of ECL. Easy for me to say here, as I was just getting an update as far as what we are looking to do as well. And of course, a friendly reminder, at the conclusion of this game, this broadcast is not done. You will be joined, of course, by our broadcast partner, that being Drew Goldfarb and F5 Penguin, Nick DeMeo. They'll be rejoining you. Of course, they set the stage in the pregame. And beyond that, of course, we have a bit of an after party going on, featuring one Sam Light and Nikki B as well. Excited to see how that one plays out, since there's still a long way to go in this particular broadcast. Again, moments away from puck drop. Game 7 is nearly upon us. The trophy yet to be awarded, but Sin, it comes down to one more game to do so. And again, I don't know if said trophy has been revealed on a public platform yet, but
it's an emote. I've seen the emote, but
it's an emote in chat at the very least. But unbelievable stuff, and to say bragging rights, not just for the prize pool, but for this trophy to be awarded to one of these two clubs as well. It's going to be very interesting. Again, bragging rights to say the least. As it has been pointed out, it was mentioned on Twitter today as well. So feel free to check that out if you haven't already. Sin, the one thing I want to talk about here, MVP. Is it decided yet on either side? If Linköping wins, is it this guy? If HAVU wins, is it this guy? Or is it going to come down to this 7th game to determine really who gets crowned the MVP and really who will go down as the most valuable player, of course, for their team?
So.
Up for grabs heading into Game 7.
I mean, absolutely. I really think whoever scores the game winner has got to be the MVP, because of just simply how close the series is and how good both of these guys are. I mean, we talked about Eki needing to step up. Well, he did just that in this first one. And if, can we call him the MVP, even though he's led the way in the last 3 if Linköping here wins? How do you label him the MVP if he doesn't get that game winner when he was sort of, absent in those first 3 games? So it's like, when one person falls, another person steps up. Both of these teams have just worked as a unit this entire time. And as I said, it's so hard to pick out someone who stands out more than anyone else, because for both of these teams,
I think there's an argument for every single player on each of these two sides. Yeah. That's what makes it difficult. It's not just about the point totals. I mean, for Linköping, obviously playmaker, record-breaking goal scorer this season. Regular season MVP for sure. Is he the postseason MVP? I mean, Potslav's been crucial at times. Eki has really stepped up his game in the past 3 games. I mean, this comeback does not happen unless Eki finds his game, but Loimu and J Toro as well. You think about it, HAVU being held to just 1 or 2 goals throughout the entire series, Kape stepping up in such a big time way, but on the flip side with HAVU, Alonso, Dominointi, Flyer Kunga, Nasu, Vilikun has been fantastic. And again, I pointed him out in Dominointi and their ability to help try and shut down playmaker as best they can. He's still got goals, but like I said, he's Ovechkin-esque. He's going to score. It's just a matter of, can you limit how many he scores? And then I think if the sweep had happened, you would have been talking about Hanselinho being in the MVP for HAVU.
Absolutely. I mean, he was fantastic, especially yesterday. He's been, again, great today, but it's just you can't expect the guy to stand on his head every single game, although he pretty much has. And some of the goals that gone against him, very hard to stop. It's, kind of unavoidable for a goaltender. You're going to allow some goals, and that's just how it goes.
Now, I will say this again, Game 7 on deck, perhaps a little bit of gamesmanship from the HAVU side. So you get a live look at them yet again getting ready for this championship game. I will say, of course, I know my voice could have certainly used a break here, but we didn't want to leave you here. We wanted to continue to set the stage. So, Sin, don't be surprised if you have to take over at some point here as my voice completely gives out. Time will ultimately tell.
Yeah, well, no problem with that. But yeah, we can see both teams just taking their time here. I'm not too sure if they've matched up yet or even searching. I see some of them on their phones. Everyone just taking all the time in the world to relax. I guess they did get an error on the first time. So there were some slight connectivity issues. We want to make sure everything is going to be, on point here for this last game here. So I guess that was it. There was an unexpected game session error. So dressing room simulator continuing on here for these two squads.
I mean, it certainly does kind of set the pace and set the tone, though, heading in to the 7th game. That anxious anticipation as they get ready to play the biggest game of, some people will, they'll esports career. Regardless, it's a decently sized prize pool. Again, biggest we've seen in competitive 6's on either side of the pond, of course. So, very intriguing to see how this one's going to play out. Again, moments away. We can only set the stage so much, but it's been incredible to watch this season play out, to see where the ECL, particularly the Elite Division, has continued to go. And of course, that's not just on the ice and the cooperation with the players to help make these presentations as good as they have been. But it's everybody behind the scenes here, whether they're on camera or off, that have helped make this, what it's been. And we can't wait to see where this is going to continue to go. And again, this game, the ramifications that this 7th game is going to have on where the ECL goes from here, the way I see it's a split, it is a fork in the road regardless.
Yeah.
It's just direction are we going from here and who are going to be the leaders as we continue to head into an exciting new direction that we're still currently on.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a pivotal moment. We are at a crossroads, as you were kind of alluding to, and either way we go, with no matter which way this series turns out, who benefits, I mean, it is the 6's community as a whole. This has just been another exciting championship. It just shows the level of competition there is here, and how close it's been. I mean, this is as close as it gets. You could say, oh well, HAVU dropped the ball here, but did they really? And did Linköping drop the ball in the first day? I mean, it was just 1-goal game every single time, and it's just sometimes the way it falls, the way it you need to get to the end here is one team has to win 3 straight, the other team has to win 3 straight. We'll get another look at the lineups between these two squads, and as we were saying earlier, no weak links, no clear, MVP favorites. There's guys who, step up in big moments all across each of these rosters. Jay Toro with game winners, Playmaker with big goals, Eki hard on the forecheck, Potzloff, locking it down in the face-off dot when he needed to, Kappa with the saves, and Loimu making huge defensive plays. On the other side, I mean, it's the same thing. They're identical. It's, like I said, so many times, unstoppable force, immovable object.
Again, I know I've repeated this on numerous occasions. Moments away from puck drop in Game 7, and extremely excited to see where this one is going, how this is going to play out, where this one's going to go, who will be the leaders here. One of these two teams will be able to claim 2 titles in the last 3 years. It's just a matter as to whether or not it's going to be Linköping. They'll be able to say back-to-back. So, Of course, excited to see how this one is going to play out, as we're going to be able to get a look here as well. The top 10 skaters here through the postseason thus far. And Sin, this is why we were surprised that Eki was so quiet through the first 3 games of the series, as he was leading the way.
Yeah, and his point totals have been very impressive. I mean, normally, you hear a lot more about goal scorers. You see a lot more of the goal scorers as they are the ones to score goals. But Eki, one of the best NHL players in the world, whether it be 6's or even in solos, 1v1. I mean, he is absolutely a force to be reckoned with. In Potzloff, Playmaker, all three of them up at the top right there, and it's kind of what you want. You have a bit of a playmaker in Eki, you have a hybrid production guy in Potzloff, and the goal scorer playmaker. It's the perfect balance, the perfect storm, if you will, up front for Linköping. And in the same respect, I mean, you have almost the same thing, Flyer, Kugan, Puanzo, Dominointi. So it's just literally a mirror match in almost every single way.
Indeed. I mean, again, you see the top scorers there. Of course, you expect to see Linköping and HAVU up there. Fair play as well, of course, to H-Reds and to Afe of Farjestad, who, of course, had a breakout season as well. One of the new faces on the scene here. Sin, feels like we had to wait a lifetime. Game 7 is here. Linköping and HAVU. It's time. That's all I can say. It's time.
I can't wait. Just drop the puck and let's get into it. Game 7, chat. Get yourselves hyped up because this is what it's all about.
Will Linköping make history, or can HAVU stave off the ultimate embarrassment that a team can undergo? Jay Toro in a bit of trouble here early on. Able to make the play here, and we'll see what Linköping are able to do in response. Dominointi gets that one back, but quickly loses it to the opposing center in Potzloff. HAVU now, we'll see again what look they give them through the neutral zone. Now they look to shut them down. Big spin move at the line there from Villikun. Still in possession for the moment. Has it again along the half wall. Now Sestelia throws it on. Big save early by Kape. A little bit of trouble covering that one. Nervous moment there, but he is able to make the save.
Yeah, absolutely. Bit of a, getting tied up a little bit by his own defenseman right there, who also couldn't get the pickup animation. So yeah, you said it. Definitely a bit of a breath-stopping moment there early.
Chance here, though. Loose puck recovered by Linköping. Playmaker tries to find Eki on the pass and is able to do so. Back for Loimo. Jay Toro the shot. Rebound for Playmaker. Trended just a little bit too far below the goal line. But a good response there from Linköping. Playmaker back in possession now. Finds Eki yet again. Tried to go down low to Potzloff. But now Sestelia was there to take that one away. Chance here now for Puanzo. Tried to sauce it across the line. Unable to do so. Eki was there to help pick it off. So we've seen crazy moments, but Sin, one way or another. HAVU yet to score the opening goal in this game, or in this series. Big factor here.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got to be thinking we need to get this first one, because coming from behind, it worked for them in the first bit, but it has not worked today. They've got to get themselves the first goal.
A little bit of trouble there for Playmaker, trying to work his way through the neutral zone. Puanzo back for HAVU. Able to recover possession here. So many times this season we mentioned with HAVU that they must have been sick of us reminding them of what happened in last year's final. Yet here we are now, and you can only imagine the anxiety over potentially being reverse swept. Space here for Loimo, across for Playmaker. Great job there, though, by Villikun to take that one away. Puck all the way down, no icing on the call, as it was Eki back in defense to recover that one for LHC. As you saw there, Playmaker tried to sauce it through the legs of Villikun to gain space. Tremendous creativity, of course, we know that Playmaker has in his arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And HAVU gaining the zone now. Chance in front.
Fire Kungan not able to pick that corner. Bit of a weak shot there. Back to the point now. Chance here for Villikun. Goes low again. Back in front. Puanzo just not able to get a piece of that one. Has it again. Villikun. Dominointi. Good cycle work here from HAVU. Dominointi can't make the play. Great job there by Linköping to get back in possession. Onside here. Playmaker charging. Recovered though. Dominointi again on the back check for HAVU. Good sauce pass there. Puanzo tried to get it into the middle. Couldn't do so. Again, Linköping doing a great job of shutting it down. Excellent sauce pass. Finds its way to Playmaker. He's in the corner. Cuts back. Eki tried to go for Jay Toro. Loose puck on that second chance for Playmaker. Doesn't find its way home. Linköping still on the attack. The shot blocked down in front by Puanzo. LHC still on the attack. In front. Loose puck. Scramble for it. And HAVU comes up with it. Tremendous threatening opportunity there for Linköping, but now here's HAVU in response. Flyer Kungen just couldn't get a piece of that one. Under 3 minutes to play now. Here in the first period, Eki, bit of space, can't get the shot off. Great job on the back check there for HAVU. They're in possession of it now. Final 2 minutes to play here in the first period. The first goal of a game in this series has never been as important as it is now, Sin.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's all on the line for these two teams. I mean, the advantage would be huge. No team has the advantage now, whether it's series or otherwise, and they both know that. They know how far that first goal is going to go with how good they are defensively.
Final 7 seconds. This one's tossed on net, cleared to the side by Kape. Jay Toro sends it around the back. That will kill the clock. We are deadlocked, scoreless in this game through the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it wasn't as crazy of a pace as it has been in the later portions of games here, but there were a couple chances for both sides, including that bit of a scary moment here from Kape, which I think we're going to get a look at. And it was Jay Toro right there who was sitting right there sort of in the crease, and Kape couldn't quite get the cover, and Jay Toro couldn't quite get the puck pickup there. Could have been a bit disastrous had a HAVU player been able to get to that puck, but just wasn't there. I wonder who was. Guanso on the doorstep there. Probably not the guy you want in front taking swipes at the puck.
So rare, of course, to see a scoreless period in this series. One side, typically more so, Linköping either walking away with a 1-0 lead after the first, or we're tied at 1 apiece. Still waiting to see if HAVU can score a game-opening goal. What a time it would be for them to be able to do so. As the second period just about ready to kick things off here, Sin. Any other points here that you've noticed heading into the second period?
Not really. It just seems like both teams, I wouldn't say scared, but they're apprehensive. I mean, both of them know how much is on the line. When you're Linköping, before you're playing without pressure, it's like, if we come back, great. If we don't. But now you've come so close. Now you don't want to blow it. Now you want to finish it off. You want this victory more than anything else.
We'll see again who's able to strike first and take advantage. 15K euro and a beautiful trophy at stake, as well as bragging rights, of course. Chance here for Billy Kuhn, and from Palazzo, second chance, still alive, denied again. Unbelievable stops by Kape. Simply sensational.
3 saves in a row, and you said it, sensational right there by Kape. Unreal positioning, so calm in the crease, and HAVU can't believe they didn't come away with a goal.
The face of Season 10, and for good reason. Chance here, Potzloff burst of speed, tried to get the shot off. Good block. Jay Toro shot blocked as well. Good job from HAVU in response. At least defensively for the moment, getting the better of play for the opening few moments here of this second period. Puck chop, poked away at the same time. Great job by Palazzo. Shot on, never saw its target. Still though, HAVU in possession. Flyer Kungen's pass a little bit off the mark. Chance here for Eki, trying to protect. Loose puck up for grabs. Potzloff has it for Linköping. Scramble for it. Dominoiti able to recover, but loses it to Playmaker on the poke check. Now around the back, HAVU looking to settle this one down. Nearly 6 minutes gone here through the second period of Game 7. Both teams looking for this crucial opening goal to kick things off here. Turnover. Playmaker has it. Gets absolutely run over by Palazzo, but he's up quickly, so no injury on the play. Chance now for Eki. He'll hand it off. And again, Linköping, you see, trying to work their way through the zone. They gain the zone yet again. Here's Eki. Has Playmaker. Big save. Hansalino robbing him on the backhand. Jay Toro. Playmaker again in front. Hansalino. Anything you can do, I can do better, perhaps. What a display from these two goaltenders.
Wow, and Linköping going back to the well, getting that in-tight opportunity one time from Patsoff up front, but a phenomenal save from Hansalino, keeping this game scoreless.
It's off one set play, blocker stop. Jay Toro denied. Tried to pick that top corner like he did for the Game 5 overtime winner. Here comes Nasu Stelia. Good puck protection here for the moment. Has trouble with Eki. Flyer Kungen can't hold on to it, but now Palazzo recovers, throws it in front. Loose puck still there. And kicked out to Kape's right. Linköping have control, if only for a moment. They're able to clear. Here's Jay Toro, has Playmaker with them. Playmaker can't get the pass. Great job by Flyer Kungen to help clog up the lane alongside his defenseman. 8:40 remaining here in the second period. Game 7. of the ECL division, the Elite Division Finals. The stretch pass there to Potzloff nearly went through. Gets this in particular, this specific broadcaster tongue-tied here. Flyer Kungen for Billy Kuhn now down low. Dominointi looking for space. Great defense on display by Potzloff. Chance here. Now Sestelia can't get the shot off. Kick back to Billy Kuhn at the point. Again down in the corner. Pawanso near post. Kape stands his ground. Just over 6 minutes to go.
Wow, I mean, just teams exchanging flurries at either side, and HAVU now with the advantage, trying to test Kape, trying to get that goal. Nothing budging right now.
Linköping back in possession now. Here's Playmaker trying to find space. Has Eki room to work with between the legs. Can't pull the trigger, though. This one kicked back to the point. Sin, that says a lot about a player who's willing to go between the legs in Game 7 with this much money on the line.
Absolutely, and it wasn't even for flair. That was actually a smart shot to take.
Remaker again tries to find Eki. Just over 4 minutes to go now here in the second period. Still looking for the game's opening goal. Chance here now for HAVU, though, to maybe get something going. The controlled breakout, trying to read really what forecheck and what trap game they're going to be seeing. A puck on net. Loose puck still. Kape able to make the cover. A decent little deflection bid chance there for Flyer Kungen as he charged the net.
Yeah, and another kind of jam play happening right there. It was just Puanzo at the very end trying to get another stick on it, but you like it from HAVU. They keep trying that. They know the bounces have gone in their favor at times, and they've got to seemingly be able to get some more here, but so far, so good for Kape.
That after a clean win from Potzloff. Shot on, blocked down in front. Jay Toro and Loimu closing down the shooting lanes. We approach the final minute here. HAVU in possession. Eki nearly able to make a play all over the place. That aggressiveness, it's cost them at times, but it's led to goals. An offside call here. 43 seconds remaining here in the second period. What a pace.
And it seemed like it just is getting harder and harder to find goals as both of these goaltenders are putting on an absolute show between the pipes.
Another clean win there for Potzloff, picking up momentum. He struggled at times in this broadcast. Space here for Loimu. Playmaker has a little bit of trouble there. Great job by Villikun. 4 seconds left. HAVU's just going to look to kill the clock. And they do just that. Sin, we have gone to the third period at times with a tied scoreline. More often than not, that's been the case. Here, though, yet to see a goal heading into the third period of Game 7. 15K euro on the line. A title, a trophy on the line. It comes down to this.
Yep. I mean, it just doesn't get any bigger, and of course it has to come down to almost a defensive battle. The goaltenders, as we were talking about, who steps up and is going to be the MVP here. The goaltenders throwing their name back to the top of the hat right here. Huge saves from both Hanselinho and Kape so far, as we're getting a look at a replay here. The pass over to Puanzo, and what a save from Kape there. And I think this is the flurry that he had. The one save right here off the toe. The second chance coming from Dominointi. Looks like they just want to take a look at that. So no luck for us seeing the rest of them. But I mean, yeah, he's got to be feeling a bit robbed right there by Kape, and rightfully so. Those were huge saves to keep the game scoreless.
We said on numerous occasions, nothing more was guaranteed for Linköping. Somehow, some way, nothing more is guaranteed now for HAVU. A 3-0 series lead evaporates. It leads us to Game 7. This is all these teams are promised. Villikun has it now. Down low in the corner, Flyer Kungen again. Quick D-to-D work here with Nasu. Now it's Pawanso. Tries to throw it on. Doesn't go through. Chance here again. Loose puck scramble. HAVU able to come up with it. Villikun shot on it. It's in! Off the blocker! Villikun strikes! HAVU Gaming have the lead. The top scoring defenseman has another one. What a goal to be the difference maker. HAVU up 1-0.
What a shot, a blistering shot from that far side, sniping it on Kape, the wrist shot, finding its way through off the blocker and in, as you said, and just like that, HAVU, their first opening goal of this series. Could that be the catalyst that they need to finish this game off? HAVU, they're coming.
Linköping in response. Loose puck there, just kicked out wide. HAVU had the lead for the first time. That one doesn't go. Unbelievable there. Great chance for Linköping in response. This one goes down for icing.
Wow, and Linköping almost with a quick response right there, wanting to tie this game up quickly. Again, it's the third period. We've seen a lot of ties, but it's usually been in the first or the second. Linköping now, their life is on the line once again. Can they storm back here? Great face-off win from HAVU. They'll look to relieve the pressure, but look for Linköping to get a hard forecheck.
See what happens here. This one's going to go down for icing yet again. A huge chance for Linköping now. We've talked about it. When it comes to HAVU, it's their first lead of, or at least the first goal scored of a game in this series. Of course, they've had the lead. They've won 3 games, but what a moment here. We've seen how Linköping do with the lead. Interesting record, all things considered. Now we're going to see what HAVU can do. Chance here now for Jay Toro. The pressure's on. How heartbreaking would it be to come all the way back just to fall short? A reality that Linköping are staring down the barrel of right now. Loimu, the pass. It's going to be offside. Still plenty of time to go in this one. Sin, we talked about it. Not the prettiest goal in the world for Villikun, but when you have 2 teams that are evenly matched, those are the goals that are going to go in.
Absolutely, and that's why you can't hesitate to shoot sometimes. He didn't shoot for a rebound. He shot to score, and that's what you need, a killer instinct from the boys.
See what happens here. HAVU going to try to hold it in, and they do for the moment. Sent down low, Pawanso off the side of the net there. Passed it a second too early. 12.5 remaining here. Linköping need to try and get something going now. Loimu, big burst of speed through the neutral zone. Now down low in the corner. Eki had a chance for that one, just couldn't get it. HAVU back in possession here, and they have space to work with. Dominoini has a step, poked away last second by Jay Toro. What a job done by the defenseman yet again. Playmaker, the pass over for Loimu again, just mistimed with 10.5 to go.
Yeah, and Linköping now forcing it a little bit with these plays. They're trying to find the space because there's not a whole lot of it, but they're just a little too antsy trying to cross that blue line, and it's costing them.
Tie up here off the draw. Linköping gain the zone. Potzloff throws it on, deflected down in front. Nasu was able to handle it. We are halfway through this third period, but an icing call again coming up against HAVU. Potzloff, this is a near must-win draw.
Yeah, he needs to win this. We're going to see if he does, we're going to see one of Linköping's best set plays here, so let's see what happens.
Big time tie-up. See which way this goes. Tie up here. There it is. The pass from Playmaker doesn't go. I was going to say big time draw. You kind of sensed that a tie-up was coming, though. Another offside call here, Sin. Definitely a sign of the frantic nature of the situation.
Yeah, and that's going to benefit HAVU. The more time slows down for them, the more they can keep setting up their defensive zone presences. But a good win.
Loimu over the line. Potzloff tried the pass. Had space, though, to take it himself. Loimu. Now Potzloff again. Eki J. Torres stopped. Playmaker, the rebound. Second chance off the pads. Hanselinho was there. Great stops yet again from HAVU's goaltender. Chance here now off the spin. Dominoini just can't come up with it. 7 minutes to play here in regulation of Game 7. All the pressure in the world on Linköping's shoulders. Potzloff now throws it in front. Eki just can't get a piece of it picked away by Nasu Stelia, who takes it all the way down the other end and dumps it in. Linköping back in possession. Jay Toro trying to cancel the pass there. Shout out to Auntie, I love you. We'll see what happens here. Over the line. Linköping still in possession. Eki shot, loose puck on the doorstep. Doesn't find its way through. Jay Toro has it now. Down for Playmaker. Looking. Eki in front of the net. Eki tucks it home from behind the net. How's that for karma? Perhaps if you didn't like the goal, Sen, we're tied at 1 in the dying moments of the third period of Game 7.
I don't even know how that went in. It looks like the shot got off from Playmaker, but was that a chop from behind the net that somehow knocked the puck in? What the heck just happened?
With the 2 goals that we've seen. Unbelievable. We march onward here. Let's see how this goes down. 3.5 to play. We are tied at 1 over 2 of the most frustrating goals you will perhaps ever see a team let up. Chance there. Playmaker just not able to get the pass. Unbelievable stuff here. 2 minutes remaining now. Here come HAVU. Had the lead, it evaporated. Loose puck recovered by Villikun. Has the lone goal in the game for HAVU. Here's the captain now, Flyer Coogan, back to the point. And again down low. Final minute of play. Next goal likely wins it all. Villikun looking. Down for Pawanso. Takes the huge hit. Linköping back in possession now. Eki for Loimu. Burst of speed. Playmaker. Shot. Stopped by Hanselinho. Covered now by HAVU, but not able to maintain possession. This one's going to roll all the way down.
No ice
on the play. Another controversial call, perhaps. Linköping trying to get set up here. Loose puck recovered by HAVU. 30 seconds remaining in regulation. See if they can work their way through. Nasistelia finds Dominoiti, not able to gain the zone clear. Shut down or clean. He's shut down there. Flyer Coogan shut down as well. 15 seconds to go. Chance now for Linköping perhaps to get the final shot. Could it be the winner? Here's Eki. Playmaker charging. The rebound handled well by Hanselinho. 4 seconds. Shot on just wide. One more chance for Loimu. J. Toro blocked down in front. We are going to overtime here in Game 7. Unreal.
That was such a crazy last chance right there. The shot from Jay Toro looking for the deflection up front. Unfortunately, they don't get it. And it's Hanselinho able to make the save in the dying moments right there. It's, of course, this Game 7 had to go to overtime. I mean, what better way to end it between these two teams than an overtime finish? And you said it, two of perhaps the most frustrating goals to have happen, but at least it evened itself up and the score is still even here. The overtime will be forced. Who's going to come away with the winner? I just simply don't know. Both of these teams playing so well. You see Linköping with the vast majority of the shots. They're really throwing everything on net, trying to test Hanselinho, trying to get those rebounds, trying to get those dirty goals. But HAVU Gaming, a solid amount of time on attack there. And I think we're going to get another look at how this play went in. I'm going to keep an eye on Eki here. I believe it's like trickling in already. And yeah, from behind the net, his stick guides it in. He didn't mean to do it. He didn't chop at it. He wasn't exploiting. That's just a video game moment, I guess we'll say.
Sin for that goal to be the one that potentially cost you 15 grand. Tough pill to swallow. But for HAVU now, it all comes down to this. You can't blame that moment individually or in particular. You had a 3-0 lead. Chance here. Eki jumped over the puck. Next goal wins. Flames 15 grand. A beautiful trophy. Will win their second title, at least in the last 3 seasons. It could be back-to-back for Linköping with incredible comebacks. They came back from 3-1 down last year to beat this same HAVU team, and now are 1 goal away from completing the reverse sweep, the greatest comeback perhaps in all of NHL esports history, certainly in the history of the ECL, but HAVU has something to say about that. Here's Pawanso holding on to it, down low for Flyer Kung, and he'll cycle back to the top. Deflection bit for Pawanso. Spectacular save from Kape. Billy Kuhn now Nasistelia, D-to-D, shot, deflection again, loose puck is covered. Kape able to make the stop. HAVU going back to the deflection well and nearly winning it.
And these goaltenders are remaining strong. You can't blame either of them for the goals that have gone on so far, and they keep making huge saves for their team.
Tie up here off the draw, recovered by Linköping. They have the slight edge on the dot in this game. Great move from Playmaker. Has space. J. Toro stopped by Nasu. Chance here for Loimu. Looking. Shot blocked down. He regathers possession though. Potslok. Quick movement here. Eki. J. Toro denied. Hanselinho keeping the dream alive for HAVU. Here's Dominoiti. Flyer Coogan scores! The captain wins it! HAVU Gaming avoid disaster and take it in 7. The boys are celebrating as they should. HAVU reclaim their spot atop the mountain and take this series in 7.
Congratulations, HAVU. Congratulations, Flyer Kungen. Especially, you know how much he wanted that, how much fire he's been playing with this entire season. Not afraid to criticize the boys when they make a mistake, not afraid to criticize himself. And what better way than to let your actions speak for themselves than getting the Game 7 overtime winner and claiming revenge and avoiding disaster. HAVU Gaming, congratulations. What a conclusion to an incredible series, and the joy that they're feeling now, well deserved, even more so a relief than after the first 3 games of today.
A final befitting the largest prize pool in competitive 6's history. HAVU Gaming, for the second time in 3 seasons, stake their claim as the top team in the top league. Unbelievable turn of events here, on the verge of disaster, and a more embarrassing loss than you possibly could have imagined in the follow-up to last year's final. But they survive. 15 grand euro claim, a spectacular trophy claimed as well. What an incredible final, as the defending champions fall short in overtime of Game 7. Flyer Kungen winning it for HAVU Gaming.
Yeah, and again, it's a heartbreaker for Linköping. You know, they were so strong. You really started to believe in them as they came back in this series, to just be like, okay, well, they've done it before, they can do it again. But it came down to an overtime, and it came down to just the one good chance, and it was Flyer Kungen, the captain of HAVU Gaming, able to find that time and space, which was prime real estate in this series. There wasn't a whole lot of time and space, so when you got it, you needed to bury it, and we've seen other occasions where it just didn't work out for both of these sides. But when it counted most, Flyer Kungen stuck the dagger in the heart of the mighty lion that we call Linköping, and ended their dreams of a reverse sweep and back-to-back ECL 10 Elite championships.
An unbelievable series, an unbelievable conclusion, as we got to call a moment there. That was unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. Sin, I hate to say it, but at least for us, our time here is done. Although there are no 2 other individuals I'd rather turn things over to, of course. To round things out here for Sin and I, we want to thank you so much again for supporting this league, for supporting us. It was an honor, of course, to be involved with the ECL the way that we were. We might not be done. Of course, these guys will give you all the plugs in the world that they need, but I wanted to give one more shout out on air, of course, not just to Drew and Nick, but to our producer, Victor. You are incredible, and what you added to this league this year cannot be understated. To Kenu, to Justin, everybody else involved, we absolutely love you. For the love of God, Drew and Nick, take over. Lord knows my voice needs a rest.
Tugi, awesome job on that call. Sin as well. We thank you guys very much. It was a day that started 3 hours ago, and we knew that it could have been a situation where it could have been a really short one. We could have seen one game and the series done and start that after party, which will be coming up in just a little bit. And instead, we saw 3 straight wins by Linköping to force a Game 7. But in the end, as you see some beverages being popped, the celebration is underway. They're having a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
HAVU Gaming, it took the full 7, but they have won the championship, and a well-deserved celebration for them. Nick, watching it here as that all unfolded, that was unbelievable. And overtime as well in Game 7.
And overtime, you couldn't have asked for anything better than what we received here. A dramatic end to an unbelievable Game 4, 5, 6, and ending in 7 in OT. There is no other way you could end this series between these 2 teams. Fight forever. Fight forever. These teams are amazingly talented, but congratulations are in order to a ridiculously hard-fought battle. HAVU Gaming, your ECL Elite champions.
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, we had pointed out in the keys that it was going into this game that it was going to be the goaltenders who were going to be tasked with making big save after big save. We knew that if they could play well, that they could keep either of their teams in it. And both of these netminders deserve a lot of credit for getting to Game 7 and for winning games for their team, because we had obviously the first 3 games that were played yesterday, all 2-1 final scores. Today, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1, 2-1. I mean, it's about as good as you could get. And we're hearing in our ear a little bit of the party, I think, that's going on right now for the champions of ECL Elite Season 10, HAVU Gaming.
I think so, and I don't know if we can cut to that because I can hear it. And
we're starting to see it a little bit too on
Yep.
our preview windows here. I know that we're trying to get that all set up here. The team for HAVU Gaming drinking out of the trophy.
love it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this video and being able to show it to you when we get all that stuff situated on the technical side. But that is also a really cool looking trophy.
Yeah, it is a
check
great
out.
looking
Very well
trophy.
designed.
I
We're
gotta
just
ask
hearing it in
on
our
air to
ears.
our producer, is this out? Is that going live as well? Okay, but
Okay,
like the
so
audio
is just for us, apparently.
the audio's
audio
going
is
live.
going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can hear what
That-
we're hearing, which
yes.
is just celebrations across the board as HAVU Gaming is just enthralled with their victory. Can we go to HAVU Cam? Is that a thing? Angled the wrong way. All right.
So that's what happens when you're partying after you win it in 7. The camera gets knocked off its mount. Our HAVU Cam. I kind of just want to listen in for a minute because it's just the excitement that you can hear in that room is incredible and obviously well deserved, especially after they came so close to falling in the series after entering the day with a 3-0 lead in the series to then have to go to 7 to lose every game, to lose a double OT game like they did in Game 5, and then in Game 6 to lose by 1. To come back and have it in you to force OT, to go to OT in Game 7, which, by the way, they were up in Game 7 and then had OT forced by Linköping. It was looking, the whole time, it was looking like it was going to be, that was going to be the story, that it was going to be Linköping being able to just find a way to work through and pick up a win. And it takes a lot when you are up 3-0 and then suddenly 3-1 and then suddenly 3-2 and then it's 3-3 as we're taking a look at HAVU Cam as it has been restored.
There we go. Order has been restored.
It takes a lot to be able to still have that fight in you when you have given up that 3-0 lead and find yourself in overtime of Game 7.
Absolutely. And almost deflating to go and lose those 3 games in a row and go, okay, what more do we have to do? And then you get one and then they tie it and you go again. Oh my gosh, what is, we got to force OT now. And now you have to rethink your entire game structure and everything that you were trying to do. And they were able to pull it off with, I wouldn't say necessarily authority, but with grit, determination, and tenacity nonetheless, as they're celebrating their hard-earned victory. And that was a hard-earned victory.
Definitely. And yeah, especially with the way that goal was scored too, to close out regulation in Game 7. When you give up a goal that is like that, where you're looking at it and you go, how on earth does that puck get knocked in? But you're still able to just recover and rebound and come back and pick up a win in OT. And seeing these guys celebrate with that trophy, it's something that they earned. It's something that I'm sure they would have rather if they were doing this celebration 2 hours ago. But
Yeah.
I mean, they pulled it off, and it's a testament to their grit to be able to stick with it and be able to find a way to win when everything seemed to be going in the other direction.
I thought our commissioner Ken might have jinxed this entire thing when he showed up with the trophy, and I was like, oh no, this is not looking good. And we go to Game 5, and we go to Game 6. Game 7 looked pretty intense with a couple of great opportunities. I was like, oh, Ken's going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time with this trophy. But no, it is there. You can see it. There it is. HAVU, your ECL Elite champions, right there on the screen.
absolutely unbelievable just being able to see all of that in the celebration, and love the camera work as well. Great job. He's not just the man running the league, he's also the man behind the camera. In that case, as we're back to looking at HAVU Cam here, just kind of a nice overview of the entire building. A little dance being thrown in there as well, and why not? You just won 10,000 euros. That's not bad.
No, not at all. You got to be celebrating, be pretty happy about that. So I think so we're gonna go, and I believe, if I'm being told correctly here, because we're kind of doing this on the fly with a cadence here, we're gonna be having an interview here shortly with one of your champion players from HAVU Gaming. And as soon as we get that pulled up, we'll have that ready for you in just a moment, it appears. So, nevertheless, though, we'll recap here. And, of course, we have the after party coming up in just a little bit, Drew. I just thank you to everybody for making this happen. Of course, to Tugi and Sin. Hopefully, Tugi's got some throat coat tea happening over there as he had a stellar call to end this series. But, you know, an overtime winner, you can't have it any other way.
Yeah, that you cannot script a better way to close out a season like this one just did for ECL Elite 10. To go to Game 7, to go to overtime in Game 7, there's nothing better. And it's just absolutely incredible with the way that played out, the way that went. And, I mean, just being able to sit back and watch, that was a blast. And, yeah, Tugi, hope that you are treating your throat. Honey is really good, apparently, for a sore throat. Lozenges galore, all that stuff, you know, an incredible way to wrap up a really strong season as well for the ECL Elite. We're getting that all situated as we had a nice little tour, too, of the HAVU Gaming facilities there for just a moment.
It was nice to see as we're going into the interview here in just a moment, Drew. I'm appreciative of the opportunities here to be able to call some of the games and be part of some of the pregame, and, of course, being part of NHL Gamer for sure.
Definitely. It's been great. This is my first season here as well, and it's been great. I really appreciate everybody just welcoming me in to this gaming community and esports community. It's been a fun ride for the first season for me watching this, and the unbelievable skill level and talent level is readily apparent, especially when you're looking at two teams like this. You're champion of ECL Elite, HAVU Gaming, and on the other side, of course, Linköping. Congratulations to them. An amazing season and a great performance as well just to force that Game 7, Nick.
For sure, Drew. Well, thank you. And I think we're ready to go to the interview right now, Drew. So let's get into it. I don't know if they can hear me. HAVU, are you guys there? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Congratulations are in order to you guys. How does it feel?
Fucking amazing. We
Oh.
got our revenge.
Got your revenge. I got to ask you guys, I don't know who wants to step in, but how nervous were you going into Game 7 after your opponents forced a Game 7 and then in overtime?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. I love it. What was it like in the room? We didn't have any audio during the end of Game 6 going into Game 7. What were you guys telling each other after going up 3-0 and then losing 3 games in a row to go into that Game 7? What was that conversation like?
Let's fucking play.
Play and stick to the basics and just defense like hell, and we will get bounces, and I think we got some opponents get also.
Diarrhea to the net.
Hansu, I got to ask you, Hansu, are you still tired after this?
Can you repeat the question?
I said, Hansulino, I got to ask you, are you still tired after this? As the light turns off there. But anyway, guys, let me ask you, any final things you want to say to the fans, to your country, what do you want to say?
Watching, hopefully.
We are fucking proud to win this trophy to HAVU Gaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, go celebrate your win. Congratulations are in order to you guys, and we'll see you in the next season.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Be right back.
Well, Drew, you heard it there. It is expletive great for them to be winning this championship. Nonetheless, well deserved, and of course, a lot of emotions running high there. Even the Euro guys who are a little bit more reserved sometimes, showing a lot of excitement and a lot of emotion after, of course, winning something so great as this.
Of course. I mean, if you're part of something like that, the emotional gamut that they had to run today from start to finish. They enter the day, they're up 3-0. To have those heartbreaking defeats 4, 5, and 6, and then bam, to pick up that series win in overtime of Game 7. The roller coaster ride of a day that they must have had, and now it's just begun. They can celebrate, they can enjoy. They are the champions. No one can take it away from them. They, like they said, I like that they pointed out, they were like, we got a little bit of payback for last year. They think they should have now been a three-peat champion. But last year, that comeback that was made by Linköping was completed. And this year, they tried it. They got that close. And HAVU said no at the very end. Picked up their second championship in 3 years. And you could tell from the way that they were talking, they really think it should have been their third straight. And they were making sure they weren't going to give up their second straight title to Linköping in the same way that they did last season.
Absolutely not. Revenge. They got their revenge, and they're happy. And as they rightfully said when I asked them, what thoughts did they have going into Game 7? They said, let's play. That's it. Let's play. No question about it. And they did. And it didn't go exactly how they wanted to. I'm sure they didn't want to win it in overtime with a clincher with a couple of minutes left, but they did. And they are your ECL champions.
And just unbelievable. I mean, you know, from a viewer's perspective, how else would you want it to end but in Game 7 in overtime? But yeah, that's like I pointed out, they not only did they stave off the comeback at the end, where they managed to make sure that they weren't going to fall in regulation in Game 7. They had that lead late, and then Linköping ties things up, and Flyer Kungen just to get that goal in OT to be able to bounce back yet again, because how many times did they have to bounce back in this situation, in this series today, to try and force OT in game number 5, to try and tie things up as they did in so many games where they did not have the lead to open things up. And then to do that where they had the lead to open things up in Game 7, first time in the series that they led to open Game 7 in the first period, only to give up a game-tying goal late in the third, and they still managed to make that comeback and pick up the overtime winner. Absolutely unbelievable. And again, huge credit to the goaltenders in this matchup. Hansolino, just the way that he played start to finish, never giving up more than 2 goals in regulation in the entire series against a team with the offensive ability of Linköping. You cannot understate how important and how major of an accomplishment that was.
Yeah, it was huge from Hansolino. I mentioned it in the beginning of the show. Here today, he played at 90% save percentage going into this, or actually for this playoff series, he was 90% save percentage, which was 10% higher than his regular season performance. If you're playing at that much of a level, you kind of almost feel like you deserve to get the championship, and he rightfully has it in his possession now, as I'm sure he's celebrating unreal levels of excitement.
Yeah, 80% in the regular season, 86% in the postseason prior to this round, and then, yeah, to be at that 90% mark, I mean, just gets better and better the bigger the games get. And that's, you know, you could even look further than that with the games that he played today, even the ones that were lost, to give up 2 goals in regulation, and then take until second overtime to give up that third. 2 goals in regulation, 1 in regulation. That was a very strange goal, one of those EA Sports goals there. An unbelievable performance, and just a case of him just stepping up when it mattered most for his team, because it would have been very easy for, as a goalie, I think, in a series like this, that after you've lost Game 4, after you've lost Game 5, especially in double overtime in Game 5, to be thrown off your game. It's easy to have looked at anybody on the HAVU side after that double overtime loss. If they had never recovered from that, you would have pointed that and said, when you lose in double OT and suddenly it's a series where you only have 2 opportunities to win it, you could have looked at that and gone, yep, that was when the momentum shifted, and you could fully understand how someone could be thrown off their game from that point on. And they weren't. They were always in it. They were never, even when they lost game 6, they were never dominated at any point. They were always in it. They were always competitive. And then they did what they needed to do in game 7. They entered today knowing they had to win 1 out of 4, and they did exactly that. Again, I'm sure they would have rather have won the first one.
Yes.
Not worried about the other 3, but yeah, they did exactly what they had to do. They won the game that mattered.
And that's all they had to do. At the end of the day, they walk out with the championship trophy. And I think at the end of it all, you can forget the last 2 hours. For them, they don't really care. They got the result they needed, and that's really what it comes down to. So congratulations, final congratulations to them. HAVU Gaming, your ECL 10 Elite Finals champions. But Drew, we may be done here, but we're in for a big treat, aren't we?
Oh, the party is just getting started, because now that the series is done and the elite champions have been crowned as HAVU Gaming, it is time, Nick, for the after party.
So do not go anywhere. Tune in just a little bit. We'll be treated to a special 1 hour set by Luxonia featuring artists Nikki B and Sam Light. The party will kick off on our Twitch channel. So if you're watching anywhere else, I don't know where you need to be, but you need to be right here in Twitch, twitch.tv/NHL Gamer. Drew, you want to close us out for this season of ECL, please?
Thank you guys so much for watching us all season long. On behalf of Tugi, Sin, Nick, and myself, and all of our producers and everybody else, we really appreciate everything that you guys have done to watch and to make this as big as it is. We will see you next season. Enjoy the after party, and congratulations yet again to HAVU Gaming.